man. It's already Thursday. And I had quite the Wednesday, all right? It's been a chaotic 20 hours since I last was live. But you know what? It's okay. New day. We're good. I got things under control. Had a great start to the day. Jesus. Went to the gym. Did things. Had a big breakfast. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I got work to do. We got stuff we got to get to today. And a whole bunch of BS that we got to talk about for some future plans here, because we are about a month and a half out, a little bit less than a month and a half out from my intended release day for the Horizon Adventure. Which means I got to figure out how to make some maps ASAP. All right. These maps are not going to be done in like imprint or anything like that. Incarnate, I think that's the other one. I don't know. There's a bunch of map making software that I'm not going to be using. I'm going to be hand painting them all. And I just realized that yesterday when I was looking at my list of things to do. That was on there. And I completely forgot. So it's okay. We got lots of work to do. I might try and do that on stream next week. I might do some map making streams actually. Even if it spoils the entire climax of the adventure, the entire reason why people are off in the far reaches of the Shattered Sea, that or nobody cares, because no one's actually gonna play the adventure. Like, am I even gonna play the adventure? I already did, man. It was pretty good. It was fun, I'll admit. My players thought it was fun, but I feel like it definitely leads into something else a little bit harder than I thought. You know, it's like a story that you hope is like the first movie of a trilogy is more contained. It's like a more satisfying experience. I'm realizing the adventure as written right now kind of requires the second installment in some ways. So maybe that builds excitement. Maybe it's better for games to have that than for something like a movie. I don't know, but either way, I didn't work on it yesterday. You know, there was chaos, things that needed to be done. Things broke. Una was sick. Ella was sick. It was a whole thing, man. Yesterday was a whole fucking day. I'm just glad it's over, because now we have a new chance at glory. The righteous fire burns in all of us. The Dragon's Claim is here for scuffed snackies and mystery stew. Dude, I want some stew today. Holy fuck. Yo, maybe I'm gonna go to Safeway and get you some stew. Holy shit. Why didn't I think about that? Bro. I'm gonna get me a can of Timmy's stew. What the fuck? It's so good. You probably don't have it in the US, but you can get Tim Hortons canned stew in Canada. So I just remembered that. Listen, it's the little things that get you excited, okay, in life. And for me, it's the thought of maybe going and getting some stew. I don't know. I'll have to see what's in the ingredients. I haven't had them in a while. I'm not sure if I can still eat it, but I'm gonna do it. Printable maps that fit on an 8x10 sheet, which with 1-inch grids. Could I break it down in a way that you could print off your own map? Probably, actually. Now that you bring it up, Atari, I could probably format it as part of sort of the digital download kit that comes with the adventure. Is a formatable, printable 8.5 by 11 thingy. I could probably do that, actually. That wouldn't be too hard now I think about it. How many inches across would that be? 1-inch squares. We do like a 20 by 30 map. It's not too bad, actually. That's doable, I think. That's easy. Initially, it was all going to be digital resources, but I do want to have like a kind of collector's edition physical version copy of things with a lot of art. And I didn't think about putting the maps in there, but that's actually a cool idea. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll get some of the maps printed off at like a printing service that you can get larger ones, and I'll fold them up like old school RPG maps. That could be kind of fun too. I don't know about the print quality, but I'll try to find a high quality printer that can print large format, which is very difficult, honestly, to find large format printing that's really good quality. It's like usually kind of mid. So I'll do some research on that. That's a good idea. The Righteous Fire of Hawaiian Carbonara. I have no idea what Hawaiian Carbonara is, but I do enjoy Hawaii. Like my favorite place in the world, actually. Actually, hold on. No, is it? Hawaii is my favorite place that I am able to feel at peace. Like my second favorite part in the world. My first favorite part of the world is the bustling, tightly packed, unfortunately designed, and yet extremely well executed city of Tokyo. My favorite place. It's hard to say. Maui's a close second, though. Maui I do enjoy quite a bit. Might actually be going back this year. I didn't think I'd be going back for quite a while after the fires, but you know, Ella wanted to maybe go see some of her family in Hawaii, and maybe that'll be cool. Maybe we'll be able to go see some family there. So always a good excuse, even though you have to go see family, you still do get to wake up every day in bright, sunny Hawaiian weather and go snorkeling before everyone's awake, and you have to do stuff for the rest of the day. So I always do that whenever we go to Maui, whenever we go see Ella's family. I always claim like the first 3 hours of the day for myself, you know? I like wake up super early. Everybody's sleeping in. Everybody's relaxing. Most people are just chilling, doing whatever. They're on Hawaiian time, bro. We don't go for breakfast until 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. or whatever. But I'm up at 6. I'm up at 6 every day, at the beach by like 6:30, swimming, snorkeling, doing whatever for a couple of hours, get home, shower. It's good, man. It's a good time over there. So maybe we'll be able to go do that. Timmy's already make stew. It's coffee. Is Tim Hortons stew coffee? I don't know, actually. I haven't had a Tim Hortons coffee in my God, probably 10 years. I haven't drank a coffee in probably 10 years, to be honest. I'm not. Maybe I should try coffee again and see if I'm a coffee person again. But every time I have like a sip of coffee, when Ella's like, "Oh, check this new coffee place out," or whatever, like, "Oh, we're here and this is like fancy coffee," never registers with me. I'm more of a tea guy. I feel like I need to get like like some yoga pants or something. That's what tea dudes do, right? We wear yoga pants. It's not a coffee. Coffee is the one thing I never actually managed to get myself around to, you know? Never could do it. You know, there's lots of things that I grew up to and like grew into taste of. Like when I was 21 years old, you wouldn't catch me dead drinking a beer or like whiskey or whatever. But in my later 20s, I really found a love for like whiskeys, bourbon, scotch, you know, good rums, things like that, right? Things that I wouldn't have caught myself ever drinking when I was, you know, younger. As well as tea, I kind of grew into a love of tea as well. But coffee is one of the things I never got into, man. I always feel like I'm a lesser of a person. It's like everyone has a shared love of coffee and this shared opinion of coffee, and I don't fit in, man. You know, it makes me feel like some dumbass little kid that just drinks Dr. Pepper and G Fuel or whatever, you know? You know, like when you talk to a 19-year-old and they're like, "Ew, puh, alcohol, it's so gross." And you're like, "I get it, you're 19. Yeah, that's fine. You don't need to have an opinion." Like, the thing is, every 19-year-old who offers an opinion about, like, or I guess 21-year-old in the US, who offers an opinion about, like most things, doesn't realize nobody cares. Like, nobody really gives a shit about your opinion until you're like 26. You know, until you can rent a car without paying extra for it, people don't really give a shit about your opinion. So, you know, by the time most people are 26 years old, they usually have an opinion that's a little bit solidified. But I never grew up in my opinion on certain things in coffee. So I still feel like I'm living like that 19-year-old that just wants to drink Dr. Pepper and eat candy all day or whatever. So I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. Talk about drinking. This child-friendly stream is not child-friendly. The minimum age on this website is 13 years old.
Falco.
Yeah, what do you mean? The minimum age is 13, bro. What's up, Dirty? I think it's on bits, man. Getting our Raptor rating out of the way for earlier on the day. I hope work's been good for you, man. I've been busy recently. You've alluded to things as if you've been busy during the day in a way that I hope that you're not busy overworking yourself. The Falco Punk Tactus, otherwise known as the Maritius Kestrel. I'm gonna surprise you guys today. I'm gonna surprise you in this one. What did I say the highest rating that a raptor could be if it looked like I could kick it and kill it? I said it could only achieve an 8. But this is a great fucking bird. Even though this looks like a tiny bird, I still have to give this like an 8, like an 8/8. That's a great. Look at the pattern, man. Look at the regality. Look at the nobility. Look at it, man. Look at that profile. Holy shit, that's a great raptor. Could be better in the wings out profile, but you know what? We're stacking points up for this. So great raptor. Yeah, good one. Not my favorite raptor. In fact, the Ford Raptor. My favorite raptor, but you know, this is a great addition. So good job, Daria. That's sick, man. Also, I agree. Turned 27 today and can't confirm never enjoyed coffee or beer after tasting nasty. Oh shit! Happy birthday, bro! Congratulations, man. That's a great age. 27. You get to be your late 20 something now. Now you're relevant. The thing is, like I said, I don't take hardly any opinion seriously of anyone under the age of 25 because what the fuck did they know, right? What the fuck does anybody know when they haven't? So 26, you start getting some opinion. 27's great. 27's when you can like be trusted with responsibilities in life, you know. So that's awesome, man. Congratulations, you made it. Happy birthday, bro. Hope you rock today, man. I feel extremely European. When I was 21, I realized maybe I should slow down with the beer a bit. Yeah, you know, that happens in Canada too, Jacob. A lot of kids turn 18 and decide their identity is you know, Molson or whatever. We're chilling, Azura. How you doing this morning, bro? What's up? But yeah, it's drinking culture in Canada is strange, and I think it's weirder in Europe. I think it's more it's like, I don't know if it's more or less degenerate in Europe. It feels like it's more degenerate in Europe, but they don't treat it as if it's more degenerate. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. The US not being able to drink until you're 21, I disagree with, honestly. Maybe. I don't know if I disagree with it, to be honest. Because here's the thing. I'm going to have a controversial opinion people aren't going to like. People say, and I agree with this, okay? The statement, if you can sign up for the military, if you can be dispatched on a tour to a foreign land to fight and die for your country, if you can purchase a firearm, if you can vote for the government officials that dictate the governing bodies of your society, if you can vote for your president, if you can get married, if you can be of age of consent, you should be able to have a drink. And you know what? I agree. I don't agree that 18-year-olds should be the age that you could do any of that. I say range the age of everything to 21. That's what I think, man. That's what I think. I think, bro, everyone's like, yeah, you're right. Lower the drinking age to 18. I'm like, oh, hold up. Let's just bump those other ages up real quick to 21. Let's, cause like, what does an 18-year-old know? You know, when everyone here remembers what 18-year-old them was like. All right. When I was 18, I still was in my emo phase or some shit, bro. When I was 18, I wore board shorts exclusively. You know, when I was 18 years old, I was dating Ella O. I hope she's not watching. It's fine. It's fine. She's out. She's not watching. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Being busy cringed. For my work hours moved up from 2 to 10 p.m. to 12 to 8, so I'm just figuring out how to adjust my schedule around it. That's tough, man. It must be stressful to have your work hours like bounce around like that. That's rough, bro. Hope you can make that adjustment as painlessly as possible. But hey, happy birthday, bro. Hope you're doing something fun today, man. I really mean it. Go. Even if you don't have anything planned, even if you're like, oh god, I don't want to do anything. Whatever your view on your birthday is, go do something at least a little bit fun. Whether it's buying something for yourself online, or go play a game that you haven't played in a while, or go buy some vending machine cake from your local mall. I don't know if you guys have vending machine cake there, but I have vending machine cake where I live. It's fucking delicious, but it's also 1,300 calories a slice. And $10. So, probably not doing that again until my birthday. I've already planned out my birthday, honestly. I thought about it. I planned my birthday out. My birthday's not for a couple months, but I've already been thinking about it because Ella asks me like 2 months early. She's like, yo, yo, what's up, homie? I'm like, yo, what's up, dog? And we dap it up, you know. And she's like, yo, what you want to do for your birthday, bro? I'm like, I don't know, man. She's like, well, fucking think about it. I gotta make plans. I'm like, Jesus, okay, I'm sorry. It's like February, okay? Stop, leave me alone, you know? Leave me alone. Even in the military, you can drink regardless of age. I've heard that is, I've heard mixed things on that. I've heard that if you're in the military, you do drink regardless of age, but it's not that you can drink regardless of age. That's true. I don't know that there's any, yeah, I don't know the rules on that. That'd be an Atari question. We'd have to ask Atari. He's our resident Marine officer, sergeant major of the Marine Corps. So I guess he'd be the one to ask. But I don't know. Maybe Ashley, maybe you're a CIA contractor, ex-Air Force, Special Operations Command, Marine Raider, and I wouldn't know. Canonically, that's what your backstory is now in my head, just so you know. The last PvP, I was planning to say I'm busy after here to watch Evan. I see what you're talking about. I see what you're saying, Jacob. Yeah. That's not fair, Evan. VTubers should be allowed to vote. VTubers should be allowed to vote. Should a VTuber be allowed to vote? I think, honestly, Ashley, listen, I'm gonna make a controversial statement. That's gonna get me in trouble. But maybe you can respect. Ashley, I need to know if you agree with me or not. We are both anime fans. Okay? We are both enjoyers of lots of these things. However, I think that in general, once you have your if you have an anime profile picture on social media, that should rescind your ability to vote for a federal election. I think anime profile picture should be on a list, you know, unless it is L from Death Note, then it's a meme. But anyone else, like a Genshin character, you know, if you're a VTuber and it's your character, that's fine. It's not an anime profile picture. But I mean in general. So the problem is a lot of these VTubers, they have like a Genshin character as their, you know, and it's I don't know how I feel about that, man. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe it's a Canadian thing, you know. Lower the age, people can legally watch anime. No, stop. We're not gonna make people legally watch anime at all. Plan is to go to Korean barbecue. Korean barbecue's great, dude. Get that japchae while you're there. Get some japchae. Get some jjajangmyeon. Get some tteokbokki, dude. You can do it right. You can do it right when you go to Korean barbecue. So make sure you order way more than you feel like you need to. And you have leftovers for 3 days, which K barbecue warms up real good. So that sounds awesome, bro. The way it mechanically works is they're not allowed to card you on military base because your rank is on your ID, which would effectively ask some of their rank, which isn't allowed. That's my understanding. Really? That's fucking legit. Jesus. I was drinking at the E Club as a young enlisted, and I had fun of explaining to my CEO why I was drinking underage. Not fun. Look, these things happen, you know. We're a new branch. These things happen, right? Isn't that the excuse? I was also drinking underage the same E Club the day before my birthday. Was completely hammered when I staggered up and got my stamp on my hand that allowed me to drink. Oh, I see. Okay. All right, that's how it is. Okay. Well, listen, man. So that's the thing, you know. It's like, are you allowed to? I don't know. Do you? That's another thing, right? Oh, that's silly. I didn't actually have like a binge out. I've never been drunk. The closest I've ever been to being drunk was in Las Vegas, where I was willing to get drunk one time. I said to my friends one time. I'm not a person who I think handles vice as well. You know, that when you grew up as fat as I did and have an irresponsible relationship with Slurpees and McDonald's like I did, I had zero faith in myself to manage things properly. So I was like, I don't ever want to try this and like it, you know. So I never got drunk, never smoked anything, never done any sort of recreational or hard drug or nothing like that, you know. But my friends, we were in Vegas, and it was Ella and I's collective bachelorette thing, you know. We didn't really do the bachelorette thing. It's kind of cringe, but we did this trip to Vegas with her friends, a bunch of the bridal party and whatnot. And we did old people Vegas. I love old people Vegas. There's like young dirty Vegas where you go out and you're fucking, you know, strippers and shit and whatever, and that's not my speed. When I say I love Las Vegas to my friends, they have no idea what I'm talking about, because they all do Las Vegas like their age group does Las Vegas. I do Las Vegas like a 68-year-old retiree. All right, I wake up late, you know, the late hour of 8 a.m. the late hour of 8 a.m. and I get breakfast, and then we go for a walk and we go see the art exhibits around the various casinos, and we do some walks around various properties, and then we go get a fancy lunch, and then we go back to the hotel and have a nap, and then we go for dinner and a show, and we're in bed early, and it's fucking great. I don't care, man. So we did and my friend was like, hey man, come on, we're in Las Vegas, listen, we will take care of you. One time you get drunk, well, we won't even let you get hammered. We'll let you just get, I just want to see you just like past a little buzzed, because it's like, I want to see you past buzzed. You're not blackout, not forget the night, whatever. I just want to see, like, we'll take care of you. Where you got your boys around, you got your girls, we're all gonna take care of you guys, all right? So he was like buying me drinks through the evening. Every time we stopped, we like walked by a bar through the Mirage that we were staying in the Mirage. He would like buy me a drink. We walk up, we buy a drink, you know, cheers, whatever. And we're like 4 or 5 drinks in like an hour or two. And he's like, my buddy Jace is just kind of like sitting there wobbling as we're sitting there like pretty quickly drinking these old fashions at one of the bars in the lobby. And he's just like, anything? And I'm like, I'm good, man. I'm good. He's like, holy fuck, it's gonna be so expensive to get you drunk, man. I'm like, bro, I can't keep drinking because I gotta take care of your ass. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm not feeling so hot. So that was the closest I ever went. So I actually have no idea what my tolerance is. But I've never actually been plain drunk. I never did that, you know, we turn 18 or turn drinking age and go out partying type thing, because I didn't trust myself, man. I still don't trust myself. I ain't into trying any of that bullshit. I had a friend recently recommend. She was like, hey man, you know what works for anxiety? I'm like, what? She's like, mushrooms. And I'm like, I'm good. She's like, why not? I'm like, what if I like it? She's like, then great. I'm like, no. What if I like it, it's not a good thing. If I don't like it, not a good thing. If I do like it, not a good thing either. So yeah, I'm pretty boring, I guess. I'm the odd one out, I guess, for a 30-something-year-old that's hit that point in their life without doing anything interesting, you know. Close ever to being drunk was warm at most. I've had maybe 3 drinks at a sitting. Yeah, I've like gone to whiskey tastings and stuff like that and drank a lot, I think, in a certain period of time, but never to the point where I feel like that much different, you know. I don't know, it just doesn't interest me. It makes me boring or weird or something, or maybe responsible. You know, that made me boring and weird when I was 23 and 24, but now that I'm 33, turning 34 soon, that makes me incredibly responsible. So I tell myself, I was actually not allowed to drink alcohol in uniform. Really? So out of uniform you could drink, but in uniform, isn't that a general rule across most like militaries, services, whatever? Do you mean, when you say uniform, Jacob, do you mean uniform as in I know you're in the naval, I don't want to whatever, but I know you're a naval enjoyer, but do you mean uniform as in when you're working on a ship, or do you mean uniform like you were in a service before, like a navy or something like that? Is it just general uniforms when you're like in that sort of mode you're not allowed to, or you're talking about specifically like a military type thing? Sounds like a time. Oh man. Yeah, I need to go on vacation, bro. I need to go on vacation. I need to do old people Vegas again soon, you know, but I haven't been in a long time. I haven't been on any sort of trips or whatever in the last couple of years. And I feel like it's eroding my soul. I need to go, you know what I need to do? I need to go see like some European architecture and like find myself or whatever. You know, I need to like go like location scout and go make my players suffer the consequences of me going and finding myself being a little more worldly and just referencing real world locations in my D&D game or whatever. That's always a vibe, though. I always get whenever I go to like Japan or something or whatever. I always come back. My D&D games are like really weirdly focused on certain things, like shrines and whatever. You know, an able enjoyer. Do you mean a seaman? I don't know. I don't know if it like I know Jacob works around. I don't like outing people's careers unless they overtly said in chat what they do. So when I was in maritime school, university, should have clarified that, but uniform looks the same as the general military Navy officer, but less stripes. Less stripes, damn. Less stripes and more freedom. Sounds like the most anti-American statement I've ever heard. Hell yeah, brother. Sounds like something they'd say up in that wussy country of Canada. Fuck out of here. NASCAR, Bald Eagle, Hooters, fentanyl. Fuck yeah. Lord of the USA. No, I'm an America enjoyer. I make fun of America a little bit because Americans can take it. Americans can take a joke usually. Europeans don't take a joke. Asians make the joke first, and Australians don't give you a chance to make the joke. So it's weird, man. You know, and then Canadians are hit or miss. Depends on where in Canada you are, whether or not you can take a joke or not. Like you can't make a joke about a person from Ontario. Like Ontarians get mad real quick. You're like, you make a joke about Canada. Oh, Canada, it's America's hat, you know? And they're like, hey, we provide like 62% of your spring water and like your energy feel. It's like, okay, chill, like relax, bro, relax. It's okay. You can take a joke. All right, your country's silly. Your fucking flag is a leaf. A leaf. All right? You can't take yourself too seriously when your flag is a fucking leaf. So I work in the Merchant Navy. The company I work with doesn't do uniforms though, but as long as I've been on the ship, I can't be drunk. Same rules as driving a car, even in my off hours. Damn. Can't get drunk on a ship apparently. That's a good rule. That's a solid rule. You know what? That's it. Dry ships from now on. Nobody gets to no fun. That's what you got to do. All right, so I need to do a warm up today. We need to do a warm up. I didn't do any work after stream yesterday. I got off stream and immediate chaos ensued. There was just things that happened immediately after I was finished streaming that required attention and chaos and dog and wife and. So I need to legitimately warm up this morning. I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty cold, and I'm also really sore. Holy fuck, am I sore? Oh, this is gonna be rough today. Okay, it's fine. We do it. We do it. We get in there. We never back down. We never surrender. For we are artists, and if we don't think our work is important, nobody will. So I gotta make it somewhat dramatic than it is. Okay, let me move this around. Close that. Close that. Open that. Close that. Okay, we're good. We're good. It'd be a very useless ship if it's dry. The whole point of the ship is to float in the water. No, but you want the ship to stay dry though. Yep. You want your ship to be very hydrophobic. So yeah, you want it to be wet all around, but the ship itself you hope is very dry. I wonder if I should do some small little sketches to like fill the gaps kind of thing, you know? Find some strange things to just start placing in the gaps of this so that I can get a really dense warm-up sketch thingy, you know? Like a little people mind flayer just hiding. Right? What is it? What is Peepo? No, I don't want to do that tab. Like a big Peepo shy mind flayer. With his little tentacles, you know? Okay, so he's got a little head shape thingy. Okay. And then he's got one little eye. And then another little eye. Okay. He's got little eye wrinkles. And he's got a little smile. All right. But he's also Mind Flayer, so we need to have tentacles. So for some reason he has a mouth and tentacles. And he got his little blushies. Okay. This is the kind of warm-up I need to do every day, I feel like. This is kind of important arc people care about. Do all skyships from the Shattered Sea float in water too, or specifically designed ones? Only specifically designed ones, actually. There are lots of skyships that resemble things more along the lines of like gliders and various strange aircraft, but there are various sort of trade fleets that have ships that are supposed to cross sort of the waterfall barrier into the Shattered Sea and take flight. So they have like the capabilities of both. I imagine most skyships would float, at the very least float, you know, not sink to the depths, but to be perfectly honest, it's expensive to make it a boat and a boat. You know, it's already a boat, but you have to make it a boat. That's a lot of boat, bro. So no, the skyships don't all float, just the specifically designed ones. I still don't know how much to charge for skyships. I have my players floating around thinking about buying one, and I don't know how much to charge my players for a skyship. You know? I don't know what to charge as far as gold goes. Because if I'm gonna write this like module, I need to kind of have a list of ships that players can eventually buy. Ready for the first adventure, nonetheless. Not Horizon's fine if I don't have to have it ready for this you know, spring, but by the actual adventure, I need to figure out all the costs and systems and whatnot, which feels like a lot, you know. All right, he's got his little fingers. You guys, his little peepo shy. Oh, this has to be squished. Squish it down, and then we need to squish his face down too. There we go. He put his Mind Flayer collar on. His Illithid garb ready. Listen, people doesn't have to go to the gym, all right? People can be as short and stubby as people wants. Why go to the gym when you're an Illithid overlord, right? That's the rule, isn't it? How many little dots are there? There's 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then there's a little. There we go. There you go. Peepo Shy Flayer. Wait, does Peepo Mind Flayer have feetsies? I forget. Let's give him little feetsies. If Peepo Mind Flayer doesn't have feetsies, we'll give Peepo Shy Flavor feetsies. He'll be fine. Not worry about it. Can't be drunk doesn't equal as can't drink. We do have plenty of alcohol drinks on board. That's fair, I guess. There's probably some limit. Let's talk local economies. What does an average commoner earn a month? That's a great question. I don't fucking know. Yeah, you tell me. What the fuck? No, I want to keep it in line with D&D. I think the D&D cost of living the expenses is actually pretty good. Lifestyle expenses, wretched, no dollars per day. This is what we call the Twitch streamer right here. We call wretched, yeah, squalid, 1 silver a day. You live on 10 copper. Poor, you live on 2 silver a day. Or as we like to call it, everyone from the age of 21 to 36 right now. So, modest, gold is a modest days living. You get a whole gold. That's your price. That's your food for the day. You know, you think about going out and getting some kebabs. It's probably a silver or two. A drink is probably a silver or two. You know, and your food is whatever. And so, you know, a family of 4 living on, you know, 2 to 4 gold per day. Because let's face it, kids don't need a full gold per day because kids aren't real people yet. But yeah, modest living, couple gold a day, right? Comfortable is 2 gold. You have a little bit of extra money. I think this is a reasonable, like, we're talking about in silver prices here. So you got, if you have 2 silver is poor, modest is 10 silver. You know, I could probably like raise the or lower. You know, I like the 1 gold is modest. It's kind of, that's my benchmark. 1 gold is modest. Poor could be half that. I'd say poor would be about 5 silver a day. You know, if you're living on squalid, you're living on copper, you're really, that's really squalid. And then poor is maybe like 4 or 5 silver per day. Modest to single gold. You know, that's what I like. I like the idea of the ratio of like sort of gold to your average person, you know, because modest is the average in this world. Not everyone's poor, not everyone's squalid, not everyone's wealthy or comfortable, but most people, what is the mean or the median or whatever the statistical term is for this kind of the middle of the pack? About a gold per day. And I like that. It makes a single gold sort of mean something. You get 10 gold and you're like, wow, this is like 10 days living expenses for the average person. You find 100 gold and you're like, wow, I could live off this for months. You know, you find 1,000 gold and you're like, oh my god, right? Because like, what does that translate to for IRL? Like, what's our living expenses for a modest person per day? What is a modest living now in American currency? Is $2,000 a month sort of the average modest, or is that too low now? Would it be more like 3,000? Like, is the average person living on $100 a day in like North America, Europe, whatever, Canada? Is $100 per day, or is it more like $70 per day? Because this will include your food and rent and whatever else, right? I'd say 3K is probably modest. It's modest, right? It's not crazy. You make $36,000 a year, maybe like after taxes or whatever. So like you on average of like $40,000-ish thousand a year. That's probably a pretty modest living. You're not poor, you're not struggling, but you're not, you know? Yeah, so 3K a month. So a gold is probably then in that way on an average of like about $100 then, right? I think, you know, 3K a month is well above average here, really. Well, I guess we're talking, I guess we need to talk straight USD then, right? Because cost of living is relative then. Because yeah, you're right. $3,000 USD where I live would be crazy. It'd be insane. You'd be doing well. It wouldn't be insane, but you'd be doing okay. You know, actually maybe not. Now that I think about it, fuck. Maybe not. Assuming you don't have any debts and your rent isn't too expensive, it's probably okay. Or you're in like a dual income type thing, it's probably fine. But I think that from an American standpoint, with the price of American groceries, because like, yeah, 3K is 3K a month is probably American, would probably be amazing for a lot of European countries, but you guys probably also don't have the same cost of food. You don't, you know, you like that's one thing that I've heard from a lot of European friends is that for you guys food is a lot like isn't as there's like incentives to keep the cost of food low or something like government incentives or something along the lines. But basically the way America and Canada to because of attachment does food is like really shitty, where we charge a lot of money for food now for like really not good quality stuff. It's really shitty. So maybe it is. Maybe it's like one of those things where it's like $3,000 US a month would be a lot in Europe or places in Europe, but it's also more than you'd need, you know. So it's all kind of relative. So I guess that's a better thing to do is to say, what is the sort of the American standard, you know? Because even in Canada, it's going to be different. But in America, $3,000 per day is probably a modest living. You know, you live in most cities. We're not talking New York, San Francisco. We're not talking whatever. We're talking like just kind of, you know, middle of nowhere Kansas or whatever, fucking Montana or some shit like that. 3K per day or per month is probably okay. You know, rent is probably going to cost you $1,500. Rent or mortgage or whatever is $1,500, and then again, this is after taxes, but we're not considering taxation in with our D&D shit because that's a lot. That's a lot. We're talking about after taxes. You have $3,000 in your bank account. You know, that seems right for modest. You know, that seems right for modest, I think. So about $100 a day seems like it'd be the right amount of money to spend. So a gold per day. If a gold is 10 silver and a silver is $10 and a buck is a copper, you know, it's like a gold is 100 coppers if we're doing the which I like keeping to the standard of 10 10 10, but I could be convinced to move to a silver system. I just think that the gold, the way it balances out with 10 10 10 is really nice, you know, because then you don't have to worry about basically pennies. So I think yeah, gold per day, 10 silver per day, 100 copper per day. You know, like what's lunch gonna cost you? 5 copper, right? That's like, you know, 5% of your total daily. You buy dinner for your family or whatever. You know, yeah, I think I don't mind that. But also the way I think of like gold coins is also in percentages, right? Like I don't consider. Like a gold coin is not a pure gold coin. A gold coin in Eldara, depending on where you go, might be like 20% gold, right? That's the way I think they did a lot of gold coins back in the day, and certainly in silver coins and stuff in recent American history and Canadian history into the 60s for America, I believe, and the early 70s for Canada before we went off the silver standard. But yeah, so a gold coin is not going to be 100% gold. So when the way I handle this is for carrying weight for money is that you can get a trade bar, right? A trade bar is the value of 100 of a coin for the weight of 10. So it's pure. So I guess that brings the balance of how much is in there, you know, into an interesting. But the way I like to think about trade bars is a way to convert your money and to efficiently manage your money as a D&D player. Right, so you have your bag and you have a bunch of trade bars in it, and you have like, let's say, a couple platinum trade bars. And that's where most of your income or most of your cash is in those trade bars. And then you want some gold and silver and copper to be able to throw around as well, right? So yeah, I think about 100 gold or $100 per gold. I think that's about reasonable. But a copper $1, you know, that seems I'm very comfortable with that, you know, because I think that 3K that'll probably change at some point in time, but I think 3K a month is probably a modest living, you know, in the term, as far as the term modest can get us anyway. We need Eldarin shillings and farthings. An Eldarin shilling, I actually have no idea what a shilling actually is. Now you think about it, I know like the historical term shilling is used, but I don't know what classifies. If you said what specific qualities would classify a shilling, like, is it a percentage of silver? Is it a stamp? Is it just a, you know, I wouldn't actually know. So you had a character die and you being too lazy to make another, fear not, I have a fix for you. It's called nothing but rename the character. DMs won't notice. So croissants, you joke, but that's what we did. Like when I was playing D&D second ed and even into third ed when I was in junior high and high school, we would have like, you go to do a dungeon like Tomb of Horrors, Temple of Elemental Evil, Forgotten, you know, whatever. Lots of these sort of like big dangerous dungeons, and it's like Grolzog the Orc Barbarian would die, and you're like, oh shit. You just cross out Grolzog and write Grolzog 2, and you're like, I am Grolzog's brother, come to avenge him. And everyone just kind of shrugs and like, okay. So you don't have to like make a new barbarian or whatever. Yeah, that's it. Listen, it's hilarious to me that that's a funny joke in 2024, but that's just how he played D&D in, you know, 2010 or whatever. So gold is $100. That's about reasonable. That's interesting what that's going to be like with inflation. I think we're at like an interesting point where it seems about right, you know. You have different costs of living in areas of the Shadowed Sea. Too, in capital it costs more. Outlying islands be cheaper. Yeah, definitely. You know, there'd be a lot of people in the outlying islands that would be basically off a currency system altogether. You know, if you have like a town or a village you would have certain island communities that are very much I don't know what the term is, a commune or whatever the term for everybody kind of contributing to whatever and trading and goods and grains and whatever. You'd have that kind of system in place, but currency is probably still going to be used more and more as you go into the bigger cities, obviously. I'm curious to know how, like, when currency took over the countryside, because like currency made a lot of sense in cities very early on, but I wonder when currency took over the countryside and the villages and stuff, if it was immediate or if it was like slower or whatever. I don't know. That's a historical questions that Age of Empires 2 Age of Kings Definitive Edition has not answered for me. And if there's a historical question I have and Age of Empires 2 Age of Kings Definitive Edition doesn't answer it, it's irrelevant. Let's face it. That's the way it works, man. It's 6 pence. A shilling is a 6 pence coin. I don't know. I use paper money. People trade gold for paper coupons. They trade those coupons for gold. Oh, so an actual like note, like a treasury note system or whatever. Yeah, that would be a great idea. You know, I would love the idea if you could go to your, you know, national treasury and exchange your money for gold. Like, hello, yes, sir, I have this gold. I have this gold, you know, note for my gold or whatever. But I think that whole like precious metal exchange and part of history is very interesting. I have a couple of like silver coins that are really cool and really fun to look at that are like old Canadian or American currency. I love currency just in general. I think currency is really cool. If I was like an eccentric billionaire, I'd collect currency. I'd be like one of those guys that has like a pristine unused like 1894 like banknote $1 bill in like a case with like a light on it. You know, I think that's pretty cool. I think there's a lot of history and culture built into currencies, and I think it's very cool to look at. It's called Canada. Oh God, listen, you're right. No, Canada's wretched or squalid. Wealthy then, so sure. So you're living on $100 a day. You're modest. You're comfortable. So what does a comfortable salary look like? Comfortable salary would be what, $80,000 a year. That seems right. If you're making $80K a year in most places in the US, you're probably pretty comfortable. You know, you're not balling out of control. You're not buying Dom Perignon because it's a Thursday. You're not buying microtransactions and gotcha games because you can, bro. That's enough to support your family on a lot of places. Is a comfortable income of $80,000 a year. So wealthy then would be twice that. Wealthy would be $160,000 a year. And I think that absolutely you know, sort of marches in with what we would consider to be wealthy. If you're making $106,000 a year, bro, you're doing okay. You know, you're doing like $10,000 a month. You have money to play with. You're chilling with 160K a year. And then of course the aristocracy would be what is that? 160 times 2 would be like 320 plus another 80, so like 400 grand. So you're in the aristocracy if you're making like about $500,000, which seems right. You know, you could be in financial nobility in North America if you're making $500,000 a year. So this chart lines up real well, I think, with a gold as $100, right? So if you had a price per day as $1,000, man, you have $1,000 per day as your living expense. You got $30,000 a month. You can get an apartment somewhere in the big city for half your income, 15 grand a month, and you still got 15 grand to chill out. Yeah, you're in the aristocracy. Unless you live in San Francisco, in which case aristocracy is actually the minimum required to even be able to have the dignity of being human. So yeah, what does $30,000 get you a month in certain cities like San Fran? Probably you don't have to smell human feces more than twice a day. You know, that's pretty good. That's pretty good in San Fran. All right, let's not beat around it. That's pretty decent. Or Vancouver, yeah, true, Vancouver as well. Dude, I had a friend who went to work at Google. He was a Magic the Gathering judge. and he was like a software engineer, like fancy math Andy, PhD, whatever. And I remember because he went to go work at Google, and he went and he lives right near Google, like with all the rich people houses or whatever. They bought a house right there. So basically, what happened though was so funny because he said, yeah, you know, I didn't want to move, and we're like, so why are you? And he's like, well, because, you know, they came and they scouted me, they headhunted me basically off this project, and you know, and they said, what's your number? Like, what do you want to, what would convince you to come down here, you know, to work for us? Because like he already kind of turned down the job, and he's like, let me think about that. And his wife said, why don't you just shoot them 5x your current income? And you know, he was making like a couple $100,000 at his current job in the oil field in Canada as a something engineer. And he just like said the number, and Google was like, oh, okay, yeah, and we'll give you a moving bonus then, so you can buy a house as well. It's just like, I guess some people in San Fran or the Bay Area or whatever are doing okay, but I wonder if they have to smell human feces every day, or if it's just the rest of people. I don't know. San Fran's a weird place. I don't want to go back. Make furry art and make them pay you in old obscure coins, and they'll do it. I would. Are you kidding, dude? I would absolutely accept payment in gold. I would absolutely accept payment in gold. If someone wanted to pay me in gold, I would, because like, what's an ounce of gold? Like $2,000 right now, I think. What's the spot price of spot price of gold? Spot price of gold per, not in Canada. Goldprice.com. That's what we're looking for. Goldprice.org. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, $2,000. Oh wow, it's okay. $2,000. So let's say if I have a commission that's $400. If someone pays me in like, I don't know, like a whatever gram or like 10th ounce coin or whatever, like I would accept commission. I would do a commission for 2 10th ounce coins of gold. I would do it. I don't know what I'd do with it, but you know, it'd be cool. It'd be like treasure, you know, you'd have your little fucking stack of gold or whatever. Fuck yeah, I'd do commissions for gold. 100%. Easy. My world, we have trade coins, usually globally, which aren't minted, federal coins which are unique to each country and minted. That's cool. That's a cool way of doing it. A little more modern. Try to disconnect briefly. So discussion of wealth goes back to the cost of average airship. Wouldn't it be something else everyone can't afford? You'd have to be wealthy, I assume. That keeps commoners indebted to the wealthy. I had a chart. So there was a hold on, Eldara. I had a chart for what I just Googled Eldara. I don't know why I meant to Google Docs and then my Eldara document, but I just Googled the word Eldara just at a moment. So in my like document of Eldara BS, I have the price of of sky shards somewhere. Maybe it's my game notes. Might be my game notes. Horizon notes. Oh. So I had the cost of it. Sky shards were 1 platinum, so 100, what was 100 gold. Chips were 1 gold, dust was a silver. So and then there was like, this was based off a calculation we did Cobalt to determine how expensive it was to buy a boat. How much could a sky shard lift for 10 gold? So the idea of like, you buy a boat like you buy a car or something like that, you know? And truly massive and spectacular airships be reserved for the extremely wealthy. Yeah. You had LA in any fancy setting, it makes sense. A city filled with bright lights and physical and psychological debauchery, some wizard shit. Yeah. Yeah, true. The other thing to consider is how many skyships are built and maintained in the Shattered Sea Society. If there are a robust market with lots of different skyships available, it would drive costs down. Yes, and the thing is that there is a minimum currency that sky shards are operated on, because sky shards are also necessary for islands to be to float, to exist. So each island has a general intrinsic value to it. Like, people can kind of like this is the whole story of the Alabaster Consortium. People can sort of take a loan against themselves by lowering their island down in the Shattered Sea by harvesting the sky shards to sell for money. Or people can elevate their islands if they want to, which is sometimes good or bad depending on like growing conditions and whatnot. There's a whole complex extra sort of political story about sky shards and the price and the economy of them that needs some numbers. Definitely needs some numbers to it. I don't know if I'm smart enough. I'm not a PhD economist, theoretical mathematician, scientist, or whatever that you need to be to figure out how to do good economy in your D&D game. Shipping an ounce of gold, instead asking the bank to electronically transfer, it might be a bit more expensive than shipping costs. Shipping an ounce of gold, what would I do for an ounce of gold? That's a $2,000 commission. For an ounce of gold, man, I would do, for a $2,000 commission, I would do quite the painting for somebody for $2,000. It would be an impressive multi-month-long project to do a painting for somebody for $2,000. I think it would line up with today's boat prices. It would be more like a new and used cars. Yes, because there is prices for boats in D&D. I think a galleon is like 30,000 gold. And for some reason, I could be wrong here, but for some reason I thought that the cost of sky shards to float a galleon, if we think about sky shard floating power per weight or whatever, should be somewhere around an extra 12,000 gold to get a galleon sky sharded out to be a skyship. You know? Not LA, LV. Well, they're both pretty debaucherous. So, you know, somewhere around there. What's up, Mel? What's going on? Good to see HD Brain. One plot is 10 gold. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. How much would it be to, because like, is there a value that we could consider? Like, I'd be so curious to see what is the cost, the sky shard cost of floating an island. The average island size, let's say for a family's like homestead, a village, and then a larger island. Because that would keep the price of sky shards like static. Because there would always be people who want to like basically build an island or float an island or whatever. You get my Discord DM, no need to answer now, just wondering if it didn't get lost in the void. Let's see. Is this you? This is you. Yeah, I did. I haven't responded or checked any of my Discord DMs or anything like that in a day or two. But I will 100% get back to you before the end of tomorrow. Usually on Fridays is my DM catch-up day from whatever I failed at during the week. So yeah, I got you. Home fully recovered from the Rona for my birthday today. Damn, your birthday's today, Mel? Aduri's birthday was today. Shit, bro, we got some birthdays going on. Happy birthday, Mel. Congratulations. It's a good day then. I knew today was gonna be a good day. I don't know why. Who knew that it was the highest concentration of TDC members' birthdays? So that's dope. Hope you have a good one. Whatever you're doing today, Mel. Do it right. You deserve it. How much to lift a lubs? Yes. How many lubs per sky shard dust or whatever? You know, like what is how many? Here's okay. So like here's the calculation we have to do. We'd have to figure out what the sort of like weight of a certain like of a cubic meter of dirt is, and then we'd have to figure out of like dirt and stone, and then we'd have to figure out what how many cubic meters of dirt and stone is an island, is a floating island. And then we'd have to figure out how much in the form of sky shards it would cost to lift a you know, because I think I wanted it to be about a gold could provide a single person flight. Right? Like if you had some sort of like skyboard or like sky glider or whatever, but about a gold, you know, could get you, or a couple gold maybe like half a month's, you know, or maybe it was, wait, was it 10 gold? No, because I want to be accessible for the whatever. Let's say a couple gold, like 3 gold, would be enough to lift a person, right? But then that seems very expensive for lifting an island. Islands would inherently be extremely valuable, but maybe that's part of the point. Is that's why they mine them out so much. You know, is it the price of a bicycle? Kind of, yeah, around there. It's gonna be so hard because the problem is, it's like, what if we make the sky shards too inexpensive? Cubic meter of dirt is about 1.5 tons. What's a cubic meter of stone? We'd have to average it out to be about half dirt, half stone. That's gonna be the average composition of an island. Is probably it's probably safe to say that it's gonna be half dirt, half stone, and then that. So then, how many cubic meters is an island? Is there a way to figure that out? Like, how many cubic meters is like okay, how many? Hold on, how many cubic meters of dirt is Epstein's Island? Let's see. So it's like, let's see, Epstein's Island is about 0.3 kilometers squared. And so how many cubic meters is 0.3 kilometers squared? And then we'd have to multiply that by maybe like a couple of cubic meters down. You know? Maybe not that island. What other island can you when you think of private island, name me one private island that you can think of that's not Epstein's Island. When right now in today's age, when you say private island, you know it, I know it, everybody knows it, everybody thinks of Epstein's Island. Name one other person that owns an island that you think of. Right? Listen, it might not be the way we want to have this conversation, but it's the only way we're gonna get there. I can't think of another island. That island that was doing the fire festival? That's a good point. I forgot about fire festival altogether.
The moment before Pepe the wizard frog obliterates you with a fireball.
He's shy, Cedric. He's too shy to hit you with fireball. What are you talking about? What's up, Cedric? Thank you for 100 bits, bro. Seriously. Thanks, dude. Disney does have an island. Okay, fine. How large is, oh my god, large is Disney's private island? Disney's private island is 1,000 acres. Okay, great. 1,000 acres. That's your average. Is Disney's private island big enough to put like a village on? I'd say so, right? Right? That looks like a decent ass island for putting a village on. So let's say Castaway Cay. There you go. Castaway Cay is the name of it. I know it's supposed to be pronounced key, but they knew what they were doing. They were rhyming it. So I'm gonna honor their initial naming convention. So you have a private island, 1,000 acres. You probably put, so how many cubic meters of dirt is 1,000 acres? And then how far down would that be? Probably on average, like probably 4 or to 5 cubic meters, like tall or whatever. You know, Castaway Cay. Yeah, you're right. That's the way they. That's the proper way of saying it. Yeah, never. My bad. Birthday plans for the day, clips for the live stream, job hunting, and Baldur's Gate. Shit, dude, that's a good way to end it. And then hanging out with cool people like you. I'm honored, Mel. I'm honored. That sounds like fun, actually. That sounds like a good day. You have to go way down. Well, because the problem is it wouldn't be like, it'd be kind of like, you know, it'd be like on an angle. So it's like, we got to figure out, all right, my fucking trigonometry mathematician. So if you have an island, right, and the island is going to be, you know, that this right here, this measurement is 1,000 what's the acres, or 46 square meters, or what am I doing? Square meters. So what then All right, 3D trigonometry Andes. What's the total volume of this island then? Of a perfectly angular conal island then. Let's average out so that it's a perfect cone. All right, what's the full volume of the? How did you know that? There's no fucking way that's a real number. I don't believe that's true. You can't convince me that while I'm sitting here rambling about that, you actually knew how to do that. Listen. All right, I'll believe you. I'll believe you. How the fuck did you guys calculate the fucking volume of a cone? What the fuck? All right, so 40, but that's meters squared. That's not volume. We would need cubic meters, wouldn't we? Surface, not volume? That's surface on top. All right. How? Can't believe I'm doing this. To figure out the volume of a cone. Let's see. The formula for the volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r squared h cubic units. All right. So how high is, what's the height of this? We just calculate the bottom of the angle of the cone. I don't fucking know, man. What do you mean? 4 kilometers squared, roughly. Yeah. So what is the conal? What's our conal math here? All right. Let's see. So you got. Oh, let me get my calculator out. Calculator. All right. Work out the volume of any cone, giving your answer to accurate 2 decimal places. So, how far? You just did. Okay. All right. So, okay. Never mind. Tari's got it. Tari's on it. Thanks, bro. Thanks, man. All right. Okay, so 133 million cubic meters of dirt and stone. So, weight of a cubic meter of stone. A cubic meter of stone is I don't need it in newtons. Okay, I don't need the fucking measurement in newtons. I need it in obs, American. I don't want fucking weighs. Okay, so it weighs 1 cubic meter of stone weighs 2,500 kilograms. 2,500 kilograms, otherwise known as your mom. 2 pounds is 5,500 pounds. So. 5,500 pounds, and what did Atari say dirt was? Hold on. Dirt was 1.3-ish, 1.5 tons. All right, 1.5 tons. Is 3,300. So we're looking at on average, we'll just say 6,000 pounds. Per 6,000 pounds, okay, 6,000 pounds per cubic meter, and if we have 133 million cubic meters times 6,000, we have how many zeros is that? That's million. That's 100 million. We have 7.9 trillion pounds. So we're looking at 7.9 trillion pounds. Otherwise, the average weight of an American football viewer after Super Bowl Sunday. So The price then, if we're gonna say an average island will cost, let's say 3,000. Let's say 3,000 gold. That's a lot. Okay, we need to figure out how to make this cheaper. Okay, sky shards are currently not going to be that cheap if we do this. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? Special rules for islands. Islands have a special rule in which an island injected with sky shards is capable of having fewer sky shards to it to levitate an island. That's what we're gonna say, okay? Because currently I don't know how I feel about this. This is a lot of yeah, that's expensive. How much is, okay, no, hold on, how much is an average island? How much is it to buy Epstein's Island? 60 million. So 60 million in D&D terms, right, is you move the decimal place twice, 6 minutes, so 600,000 gold. So what we do is we take our 7 trillion divided by 60 million, or sorry, divided by 600,000. Guys, math doesn't work out. This is too expensive. This is still too expensive then for the individual sky shard. If this is the price of sky shards, if this is the price per power of sky shards, we need an algorithm for sky shards. As you increase the amount of sky shards together in an area, they increase their overall capability of lift. That's why you don't need to put $60 million worth into an island. Although maybe Epstein's Island is more expensive though, because it's Epstein's Island. You never know. Maybe Epstein's Island goes above market value. I could see that being the case. You know? Answer Heaven Shard. Maybe that's the way to do it. That's why sky shards are bought with souls. Don't ask. I'm just reinventing the tax system exceptions for special rules for everyone. Listen. If you don't have a taxation system that allows for special exceptions for the elite class, you aren't making a real tax system. Okay? You know, that's actually sounds fair. They get strong together. Exactly. Yes, exactly. So sky shards aren't floating islands. Sky shards cause islands to float. So maybe then the upper limit, it's not that a sky shard on its own, like one, let's just say if you need one sky shard, oops, so to buy a sky shard it's gonna be 1.5 gold. So if you're gonna spend 3 gold on a sky shard, on sky shards, right, 2 sky shard chips, then maybe the average 2 sky shard chips could lift 100 pounds each, giving you a very cheap sort of like boogie board, whatever glider system you want for individual travel. So you as a person can hop on your little flying broom and go see, you know, that hot girl from your math class or whatever when her parents are out of town. And that's a 3 gold thing, and that's expensive. That's like a couple days living expenses for the average modest family, but not so expensive that you wouldn't think the average person could have, you know, individual transport. Because if you needed to lift more than that, if you needed to lift, you know, 10 times that, 1,000 pounds, right, then it's only a month's worth, or almost a month, a couple weeks worth of, not a month, couple weeks worth of modest, you know, living expenses. That seems reasonable. Or we can make it less, make it double, make it 50, you know, each sky shard chip, you know, lifts around 50 ulbs. Around there. So you need to spend 4 gold to lift the average person for a personal transport. You know? And if 1 gold equals about $100 in living expenses, you know, USD, then that's about $400 for a bike. I have no idea how much a bike is. I'm just curious if it lines up. Let's go to Walmart. Or no, we're going to Costco. Costco.ca. That's where we're going to go. We're going to figure out how much the standard price of bicycle is. A bike at Costco is... They not sell bicycles? I guess they don't sell bicycles in Canada. Walmart. Walmart bicycle. About $600 Canadian. $200, $300. Average one that I'm seeing here about $200. It's a little bit more expensive than a bicycle is. You know. Costco sells bikes in Canada though? Because I looked up on the website, I didn't see any. There's something like pure enhanced sky shards for loading big things. That's a good point, actually. Maybe there's like a different way, a different metric of you know, they're not like maybe some of it is like also in the size, like a sky shard, you know, 100, let's just say like maybe like 10 gold of sky shard chips wouldn't lift the same amount that 1 10 gold sky shard would, right? Something like that. That makes it easy, I guess. So then the average, like, how much should an island cost? So this is going to be sort of the average price of land in a feudal kingdom, right? So like, let's say you want to buy a piece of land that has enough room on it for farming, maybe some light game hunting, and the village itself for a village of 100 people. It's like, what is that price going to be to buy an island? Like a fair price then. In gold value, which we converted to real sort of like USD currency. You know, if you buy a village for like what, million bucks, 10,000 gold, is 10,000 gold. What's the price of a, hold on, what's the price of a galleon in D&D? D&D ships cost. So a warship is 25,000 gold. A sailing ship is 10,000 gold. So maybe we have to up that quite a bit because it's land. So like 100,000 gold, which would be what, 10 mil? Seems reasonable. So you basically buy a floating island for, you know, a decent sized floating island for 10,000 gold, which is like what, 1,000 platinum? Or sorry, 100,000 gold, 1,000 platinum. 10,000 platinum. There we go. We got it there in the end. We got there eventually. Can we see something about me? I bought my bike, my brother's bike from Costco. Oh, really? Yeah, maybe it's not on the website right now because it's February or whatever. Maybe it depends on how close to sinking the island is. That too, right? Like a sinking island is not going to be as valuable because it's not going to have as many sky shards in it. So it's just not going to. You'd have to invest a lot of sky shards into a sunken island to be able to pick it up from the depths into like farming territory. Because when an island floats too far down into the Shattered Sea, it makes farming very difficult because you don't get a lot of light. You know, it makes living uncomfortable. It's like imagine living in a dreary wasteland where it's always overcast, it's raining constantly. It makes everybody miserable. You know, everyone's depressed because they haven't seen the sun in 4 weeks, right? And it's like, yeah, that checks out. Everyone I know from England is just miserable. So like that's what we're basing our idea on. You know, for the price of a sinking island being a lot. 100,000 gold plus taxes. The occasional eldritch horror waking up, walking through town. Wow. We're talking about a sinking island, not a sunken island. Not an so like the Duskwatch Island, which is half embedded into the sort of the murky depths of the abyss. Yeah, probably nobody wants that island to begin with. You know, that's probably fine. We're just talking about an island that's a little bit lower down in the Shadowed Sea or whatever. Not gonna lie, I'd love to be able to see my sunken island go from like a dreary and a dilapidated to something better in a campaign. That'd be kind of fun, yeah, to give the party like a island that's like a little bit lower down or whatever that you can manage, sort of an Assassin's Creed 2 sort of way. And I just realized whenever I say the words Assassin's Creed 2, somewhere in the world Thorkin just activates. He just gets sad. He doesn't know why. It's weird, but yeah, it'd be kind of fun. You know, you have like an island that you're trying to take care of or whatever that you can go back to. That's kind of like sunken down to the depths a little bit further, that you can bring your wealth back to, and in a meaningful way. And you know, they'll have to be like tiers, like in order to get your island up to a certain tier based on the size of the island, average size of the island. Not we're not gonna do by weight or anything like that. It'll cost you like another 10,000 golden sky shards or 100,000 golden sky shards or whatever to get your island out of the depths, which would be an interesting gold sink for long-term campaigns. Absolutely, that'd be kind of cool, you know. There is sort of a bit of a question then, because that does bring up a good question that not question for me, but question for like in the lore as to why the Duskwatch Paladins allow their island to stay sunk, to stay half embedded into the abyss, to the point where abyssal monstrosities wander up through the side of the island into the town, kidnapping, killing the local townsfolk. Why the paladins at the Duskwatch have to defend against such things. They don't simply use their power and wealth to raise their island from the abyss. There's an interesting story there. Who knows? I know, Thorkin. I'm sorry I brought up Ezio. That's unfair, man. I shouldn't have brought up Ezio on a Thursday. My bad. 315 had the Stronghold Builders Guidebook, going deeply into the subject. Yeah, I think Matt Colville's Strongholds and Followers book is probably a good place to look for 5e sort of type things. Inspiration for that system. But yeah, I'm not terribly familiar with the 3.5 book you're talking about. I don't imagine it was an official module, was it? Or official, like, add-on something or another. Maybe it is, I'm just ignorant or whatever. That's likely. The soil of the island is acidy. It dissolves newly placed sky shards. Ooh. So there's a reason, and not just a nefarious connection to the abyss that the Duskwatch Paladins are hiding from the greater civilization. A disgraced group of former paladins to a ancient Larician family. Maybe they can't raise the island. Maybe they would if they could, but something keeps them bound to that location. And if they would raise the island out of it, they could, or if they could, they would. But since they can't, or they won't. That's the interesting question. Can't or won't? I don't know. Yeah, the economics of the Shattered Sea is something that's really kind of a pain in the ass that I've been thinking about a lot. I have like a big long World Anvil article for the Shattered Sea that is currently in limbo because it's missing just this portion. I have all the social structures, the locations, the function of how sky travel works, and all that kind of stuff through the Shattered Sea. But the economics of it is the thing that I really don't have figured out. And so I don't know if there needs to be a calculation that seems reasonable. But also we can kind of rule of cool it a little bit. We can magic away. So if 70% of the calculation of like money to sky shards to weight to prices to ship costs to islands, if 70% of it kind of works out, 30% of it can kind of be magicked away. You know, if someone's just like, well, actually, the average square foot of this island and based on the current, you know, topography and cartographical depictions would suggest this island would cost, you know, 700,000 gold more than the cost of the. It's like somebody's gonna turbo nerd it, and at a certain point in time, we have to be okay. We have to be okay taking that person gently, but forcefully, but firmly, gently but firmly, placing them in a locker, okay, before first period, locking it, and then going through our school day, you know, as normal, shoving them in the locker, locking them in there, and then not letting them out until well, as far as I'm concerned, that's the janitor's problem. You know, after good locker shoving. I'd say wouldn't. All right. Do we need to know? I don't think a lot of people would actually do the math to calculate an island weight to cost ratio. Somebody will because people have, what I've noticed is that people have a desperate desire to be right and to think that they're clever, right? This happens often. It happens less often in like my stream, but it happens very often in like big streamer streams. You'll see lots of people try and like gotcha a streamer or something on some bullshit. Like, you know what's funny, Thorkin? If I leave a typo in my going live message on Discord, I'd say 80% of the time somebody comes into stream just to tell me there's a typo. People love feeling clever. You know? People love feeling clever. Why do I say only 80% of the time? If it's a typo, how do you know it's only 80% of the time? Funny how it works, isn't it? Anyway, people love to feel clever. So somebody would love to do the math on this to prove that they know that the thing is wrong or doesn't add up, because they feel very clever and very esteemed of themselves, you know, to figure out that the thing is wrong and to point out to everyone that the thing is wrong. This happens particularly in nerds. Nerds love to do this because you know, that's what nerds do. So somebody will do the math on it. If the project goes anywhere, if the project gets even remotely a remote amount of success, even within my own like guild right now, my own reach that I have, not even like, oh, it goes viral on Twitter and people download it. I mean, if only people who play through this venture are people from my stream, people from our guild, people from our Discord, somebody is still going to do the math and think and think that they're very clever to point out that there is an inaccuracy as they adjust their glasses. And so the thing is, we need it to be correct in a way that 70% of people doing kind of a mental math thing like, it kind of adds up. It seems legit to most people. But upon deeper inspection, for those who are willing to actually calculate out weight and surface areas and whatever to adjust their glasses and tell me that the cost, whatever, is wrong, we magic that thing away and we are firmly ready to then shove any of those nerds in a locker where they fucking belong. Right? That's the problem. So we gotta be on guard for this kind of stuff, even though it isn't that big of a deal. It's not like it's gonna be a massive issue, right? We have a desperate desire to actually use the math we were told in school we would need every day. Yeah, I like math though. I'm having trouble with my math journey right now. I'm trying very hard to do my university physics education in the next 10 years. But I'm struggling, man. I'm struggling to catch up on my old math stuff, because I have to go back and I have to go and get like my high school math grades up again, and it's a struggle, man. When you've been out of high school for 15 years. Can I calculate the cost based on the top surface of the floating island? Maybe, yeah. You might be right about that. Got the bones in place so it's solid if someone decides to scrutinize it. Yeah, but not too hard, right? Once we try and science things too much, like, you know, I got into it with another world building friend of mine, another world builder that I know, where she was trying to poke holes in the physics of how my planets work in Eldara. Because she was very offended that I don't use the astral sea, that I use space. She was like, you can't use space, you have to use the astral sea. And I was like, no, I think the astral sea is kind of lazy. I don't like it. People can use the astral sea, beautiful. You want to magic away all of space. I think space itself is magic, so I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem saying, yeah, there's space and nebulas and fucking neutron stars and quasars and shit. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool fantasy for me. So when I describe Eldara as being a larger than Jupiter sized planetoid, surrounded by 20 to 26 moon like worlds, she got very offended because she tried to poke all the holes, the astronomical holes in it. And I kept trying to convince her that if you have 60% of your physics in place, that's good enough for 98% of people, right? When you magic away something too quickly, then it might be good enough for half the people that watch, but you got to figure out what the optimal place is where 99% of the people, or 90% of the people, let's say, whatever, let's shoot a little bit lower, don't need a description any more than what your current description is, right? But you give yourself enough room to make it interesting. Because if you try and like compress it down too far to the point where 99.99% of people buy it and are cool with it and don't have problems with it, then you risk getting into things being a little lame, you know? So I'm fine. I'm very fine with the physics, you know, working out within to like mostly work out for the way the sort of the astrophysics of the astrophysical composition of our celestial body that is known as the realms of Eldar. You know, I'm not worried about it. I think it's pretty cool. I think I've worked it out in a way that I'm satisfied with, and I think that I am probably more scrutinous of the physics of something than the average viewer, and I'm satisfied with it. So yeah, Bendy Bones, but not a Tim Curry enjoyer. What is a Tim Curry? Let's see, Tim Curry. Who or what is a Tim Curry? Oh, the actor. Why would Tim Curry have I'm confused. Why would I not like Tim Curry? I don't really know what Tim Curry's been in the last fucking, I don't know. Do a summoning spell work in your set? Do summoning spells work in your setting? Depends. Depends on the type of magic and where you are summoning from. So portal magic works, but it's also very rare and it's not easily done. It's expensive and it requires sort of larger investments in it. So you can have a portal, but you being like, I'm gonna port us to here, and you just zip across the plains like fucking Harry Potter folding into his own asshole and appearing on some, you know, sandy looking shore or whatever where some old dude's seashells are or whatever. It doesn't work like that. You'd have to be extremely powerful to be able to use portal magic frivolously like that. But there are portals. So I don't know how summoning and portals are kind of like,
if you give me a good enough reason, and may it only be a magical crystal making water float around, I personally don't care about the deepest physics of the world.
Sure. Yeah, which is, here's the thing, Xenix. I appreciate that. I think 100 bits. Some people need a little bit, like here's the thing. Did the laser bending in Star Wars 7 bother you? Is like my metric for it. Most people don't care. For most people, the laser bending in Star Wars didn't matter to them. Wasn't a big issue. But there were a lot of nerds that were bothered by that. And so it's like, how do you, like, magic away certain things with the super laser in Star Wars 7, but don't make it bend. Which laser bending? The super laser. When you see a scene of the planets, you see one laser, you see Starkiller Base, and it shoots a laser, right? And you're like, how does that laser travel at more greater than light speed? I don't fucking know, but it sure does. Hyperspace laser, sure, magic that away. But you see a scene with all these planets in like the distance, and you see the laser go pow, 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 and blow up all these planets, and the laser bends, and you're like, you've interrupted my immersion, good sirs. Good sirs at Disney, you have interrupted my immersion. I believed in kyber crystallic fucking laser focusing, hyper laser, super turbo Death Star, whatever, shooting even light speed, maybe, I don't know, that kind of bothered me. But the laser bending was a bridge too far for me and a lot of people. And a lot of people don't give a shit. So here's the thing. So you got to figure out where most people won't care about the bendy laser, but a lot of people do. And so it's like, if you have bendy laser, do you hit 50% of your audience? 60, 70? Probably. How much do you need to remove from this fantastical coolness of it to not have the laser bend? And you got to figure out that balance for me. And so, like, for me, if I can hit about 90% of people, 90% of people are okay with the physics of the world, and it doesn't take them out of the immersion of it. The average person, for most, the average person who's inclined in this subject, not completely just doesn't give a shit, then that's good enough for me. But I'm not going to. It's like the fighting forms for the Astral Knights. You know, Astral Knights are going to be based in sort of HEMA fighting forms, but they're also going to do wacky acrobatic shit. So if I can make 9 out of 10 HEMA nerds go, yeah, that was cool. I see there's some, like, you know, inspiration in there. Neat. And then you have one HEMA nerd, one, like, overweight fucking, you know, nerd in his sloppy-ass, swamp-ass chair wearing his fucking, you know, disgusting gambeson because he thinks he's cool, writing a rage text about how that's not how proper historical German fencing is done. I'm okay with that. Even if you only hit 7 out of 10 HEMA nerds, they like the Astral Sage forms. Good enough for me. You know? Because those are the elite. You hit 7 out of 10 HEMA nerds, you've hit 9.9 out of 10 average people. Right? It's already in a world which lasers are shot at speeds that you can dodge, unlike IRL gun shooting. What's a bit of laser bending? That's the thing, Sam. I think that's a problem. I don't like that view, because to me, I think that there is I respect this. I respect the shit out of your opinion on that. But to me, there are certain things that, depending on where you are in, like, say, like, knowledge of HEMA fencing, or knowledge of physics, or knowledge of biology, or knowledge of whatever, the problem is, as you open the frame or lens of knowledge of that thing, certain things are excusable and can be magicked away easier than others, right? And so it's the idea of like a dragon with spindly wings flying. You know, you're like D&D old dragon poster, right? You look at the old D&D dragons, and they have spindly little wings that don't really convince me that they could fly. This does not look like the musculature required to beat a wing hard enough to fly. And so you say to yourself, well, that dragon, I'm not convinced that dragon could fly. It doesn't feel like it could fly. The Game of Thrones dragon feels like it could fly. World of Warcraft dragons feel like they can fly. Old new D&D dragons feel like they can fly. Old D&D dragons, maybe not. Maybe there's a little bit of weirdness going on there. You know, where you're like, I don't know, man, it's not quite selling it to me. And so the thing is, what are the things that we can hit? Because some people are like, oh, you're worried about whether or not a dragon can fly in a world where you can cast, you know, Evard's tickling fingers. Like, you can cast Fireball of Flame Gore. You can cast, you know, all these magic spells, and suddenly a dragon needs to have realistic looking wings to fly. And I think, yeah, you do. To me, that hits the George Lucas Akira Kurosawa concept of immaculate reality. If you can sell the world as basically being believable in most ways, you can magic away the ways people aren't paying attention. And so, as a person paying attention to bendy lasers, if they know anything about physics, they are. Are they paying attention to hyperspeed light lasers? They sure are. Are they paying attention to kyber crystal lasers? They sure are. And of those things, which can be magicked away easier than others? So that's the thing that I'm always worried about. I don't like to go get too, it's a very fine balance. I don't want to get too deep in something and think like, oh, I need this to work out completely, because you're right, it doesn't fucking matter. No one gives a shit. But like, there are certain things that aren't that big of a tweak, they aren't that big of a twist of the dial, that will, I think, make it believable for like a larger group of people. And everyone's view of where that believability line for different things within fantasy and science fiction is at a different point. And so it's like, how do you as a creator find those lines for the most amount of people and like hit within those frames so the most amount of people aren't pulled out of it? And it's like, some people can say like, oh, well, like bendy lasers didn't pull me out of Star Wars. And I'm like, great, bendy lasers pulled me out of Star Wars. Oh, well, who are you, Evan? You're like one person. Okay. We talked about bendy lasers after the movie when I watched it with my friends. They were like, wait, was that the laser bend? And I'm like, no, it didn't. And they're like, yeah, that laser absolutely bad. I'm like, no, it split off. Like they fired like multiple lasers. Like, nope, they all arrived at the same time. And it was one laser clearly splitting off. And I was like, what the fuck? And we looked at it later. I was like, what is this shit?
How exciting.
You know? And there's no raid messages. That's where all my mods were. God damn. God damn. Holy shit. Of course. What's up, Eiley? What's going on? Thanks to the raid. What's up, Nix? What's going on? Good to see you guys. How was stream? What'd you do today? Did you work hard? Did you work harder than you needed to, Eiley? I hope you did. Good to see you. If you guys aren't following Eiley, like the other mods that stream, you should probably go follow Eiley because Eiley is what I would refer to as a cutie. She's a little cutie. Go give her some love. She deserves it. The scientists I concur with evidence. It's Mel approved. But here's the thing. So it's like Mel. It's like as a scientist, you also have an understanding that there's probably a lot of things that bother you that wouldn't bother 90% of the people that watched it. You know. And so it's like, what are the things that we can hit that we're not getting too deep in the weeds, but like most people are gonna not be pulled out of it or whatever, you know? Weaponizing hyperdrives. Yeah, you know what really bothered me about episode 8 is the like the laser fucking torpedo things that the big ship was firing, arcing and not making it to the ship. I'm like, you're in space. There's no like planet right by you. You're in open space. There's not like a large fucking gravitational body ripping your torpedoes down. You know? I don't. So yeah, that bothered me. What percentage of people that so like what's a fix they could have done? What's a fix that they could have done that wouldn't have destroyed the fantasy of it, the coolness of it, and would have communicated the fact that their weapons don't reach them, but that most people, that the extra amount of people like me that are super nerds wouldn't be bothered by. If they had the laser fucking torpedo things fire and then fizzle out before they hit the ship, I would have been like, I guess that's reasonable. Maybe there's some like propulsion to it that like dissipates or something. You could magic away and fantasy away to me the fact that it dissipates before it hits the ships, more so than it just arcs and misses. And so that's an easy catch, right? For me. But like, yeah, so it's very, I think it's a very complicated problem to try and solve in fantasy. Because yeah, a lot of people are gonna think this is an issue, a lot of people are gonna think this is an issue, and you have to figure out how to please the most amount of people to not take them out of the story, you know? Because even language in a movie can take me out of it. You know what took me out of Star Wars? When Finn used the word boyfriend. Finn used the word boyfriend with Rey. He's like, hey, you why you got someone they're waiting for you, you got a boyfriend? And I was like, that's interesting. Because boyfriend is very much a term that reminds you are living in like at the time 20 teens. Right? Boyfriend's not a term that's been used for 100 years, and it won't be around in 100 years. No one's going to call their significant other a boyfriend in 100 years. There'll be a different word for it. And I don't like when fantasy and science fiction media uses words that are very like, imagine the Death Star explodes and Luke's just like, oh shit, that was so groovy, baby. It's like, I get you're in the 70s, but you know, you write your dialogue in a certain way. So it's like, what are the things that we can do that don't take people out of the immersion, you know? The most amount of people without sacrificing fantasy. Those videos made by the lowest bidder and had crappy targeting systems. Yeah, shit. They need to get those Bayraktars, bro. Holy shit. Are they using gravity well, ship to block, hyperdrive, blah, blah, blah? Yeah, but they kind of turned it off because they were... So, yeah, I don't know if it's a good enough explanation. Maybe it is. I don't know. Those are laser cannons, not even torpedoes. Yeah, so I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know what the problem, you know, what the... It's like, what's a solution that wouldn't have taken away from the coolness of the fucking ship trying to shoot at the rebels that wouldn't have pulled you out of the fantasy if you were, like, mildly space inclined? Whether you liked astronomy or physics or whatever it is, right? Isn't that called, I guess I can't say that here nowadays? I don't fucking know. I don't know, man. So I try not to have like certain like language like that or dialogue like that in my D&D games or my stories, because I think it takes it out of it, and it's one of those immersion breaking things that you could have used a different word for that would get 90% of the feeling across without losing you know, whatever amount of people it was. Death Star exploded. Luke then says, "Hey yo, that was poggers, dude." Yeah, what? Get up there, Wedge. Get that lit Exy up there. Shove that glizzy down that pipe. Yeah, wait, what? This is a different Star Wars. We should just create a language. Yeah, create an entire new language, just Tolkien it. I think one of those ongoing issues would be that you have some people like me with heavy STEM background who are overanalyzing stuff in fictional worlds and movies, and then people like me who, when I relinquish that kind of knowledge, just enjoy a good story. Yeah, and what's the average person? You know, I don't know. It's like that's the more the reference I bring up for the HEMA nerds, right? Because HEMA nerds will never be happy with the Astral Knights. HEMA nerds will never be happy with Astral Knights. So I'll never make their fighting realistic enough that a HEMA nerd will be satisfied with it. You know? But if I can make reasonable HEMA nerds say, "Oh, that's cool. That's based on a real form. Neat." That's good enough for me. Right? So yeah, it's complicated. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know the way out of it. I don't know if we'll. So if you guys just we were talking about was spawning what spawned this was the cost of sky shards in the Shattered Sea, and how much they lift, and how much the weight of the sky shard. Can a sky shard lift versus income per day? And I think we kind of reasoned out ish that a gold is the equivalent of about $100. So a modest daily lifestyle expense for a modest person we're doing USD and in America. Modest is about $100 a day, $3,000 a month after taxes. Modest income, modest living, modest. You're not luxurious, you're not poor, you're not scared, you're not, you know, balling. But there you go. And then how much does a individual price of transport cost? An individual price of transport would be about 4 gold. Right? About 4 gold. So they lift then about 50 pounds because the average person is gonna be less than 200 pounds. You know, so that's about right. That the calculation kind of works out ish, that it costs you about 4 to 5 gold for an individual flying transport. The problem is when we try to get into calculations of how much then does an island cost, and the cost of sky shards had to be way too tremendously high for that to work out. So I'm just magicking that away and saying that once you combine sky shards together in a large quantity, suddenly they exponentially lift more weight. So that way an island will only cost the equivalent of a couple 100,000 gold and not like billions of gold, which the calculation didn't really work out all that well on my end. We also tried to calculate the volume of a cone, and I might have embarrassed myself. But I gave away my sense of shame a long time ago when I started streaming. I realized if I was going to have good streams, if I was going to have fun streams that I could really be proud of as a nobody streamer on a small niche part of Twitch with amazing people hanging out with me, I had to lose all sense of shame. And I like to think that I've discarded it confidently. So, European or African sky shard? Ah, shit. We also did talk about gold and the price of gold, and how I am now also accepting commissions in the form of gold coins. That's right. I'm going to accept commissions in gold coins now. If someone wants to be particularly medieval about it and commission me to do a $200 character portrait, you know, for a 10th ounce or whatever gold coin, I will accept that now. So, you know, for any of our Byzantine nobility, you know, I know we have some Byzantine nobility in the community that might have, you know, questionable family gold stores from the Vatican. Let me know. Luke had a very major depression arc for a bit in a book after being asked if he felt good after killing millions of people on the Death Star. I haven't read the actual novels, the novelizations in a long time, but it sounds familiar. He had like some issues with it or whatever. Actually, you know, here's the thing. Even that's not even, so the boyfriend thing actually isn't even a problem with new Star Wars. It was also a problem in old Star Wars. In the original, there's a deleted scene where the word boyfriend is actually used in original Star Wars, where I think Han was asking Leia if Luke's her boyfriend or something. But I remember the word boyfriend came up in a deleted scene. I was like, ooh, glad they didn't include that, you know? So, yeah, it's weird, but immersion is difficult. It's tricky. No one's going to agree on it, right? No one's going to agree on how to properly do immersion in a fantasy setting or a story or whatever. And I kind of just have to, I realize because no one can agree, there's no rules. And so I have to trust my gut. So I'm going to do things and say things. People are going to think like, oh, you're overthinking that, or like, oh, you're being a nerd, or like, oh, this is more of an issue than you think, Evan. And I'm not going to please everyone, but I have to just kind of like pick a theory that I feel comfortable with and just go with that, you know. And I think I've kind of figured it out at least a little bit. Now accessing Discover card, Venmo, PayPal, and Byzantine gold coins. Yes. PayPal is the preferred for most people, so I use PayPal a lot. But if anyone does have, you know, like I don't know, 12th century Turkish gold, Eastern Roman Empire Byzantine gold, like hey, let me know. I'm available, bro. I can make it work. All right. I'm gonna grab a new water. I'm out. I didn't stay hydrated today. So I did a lot of cardio this morning. Oh boy, I gotta be drinking a lot of water today. So I'm gonna do that. While I'm gone, no uprisings. No, dude, did the new command get made? No revolt. Exclamation uprising. Oops. Exclamation all right, I don't know if the mods made new commands for it, but anyway. No takeovers, all right? We're back. back. I'm back. I got new water. I got a snacky before we start working on stuff. I don't usually get snackies while I'm streaming, but I'm kind of dying today, so I need a snacky. I'm sorry. We're gonna chill for a little bit, then I'm gonna start working. We're gonna get some shit done today. It's gonna be a productive day, all right? I've had a mediocre week. A very mediocre week, so I need to get a lot of work done today, tomorrow, and then Saturday. Or else I risk not having the adventure out in time. And I can't do that. That would ruin my day. It's a typo? Wait, there's a typo? In what? Oh, rebellion? Gather the guillotine enjoyers, for the time is nigh. Viva la revolution. What the fuck? Lame. Who revolutions? Who revolutes when you can gather your political influence to usurp the current chancellor in a power play? God, I want to watch Star Wars this weekend. Fuck. Ground beef. That's how we get big. That's how we're getting big this summer. We're all getting fucking swole this summer, bro. None of us are getting left behind. We're all gaining at least 15 pounds in solid muscle mass between now and September. Yep. Am I watching Bad Batch? Not right now, Dashto. So here's the thing. I didn't actually finish last season of Bad Batch, I realized. We still have 2 episodes left. So tomorrow after stream, it's gonna be awesome. I have it all planned out. Tomorrow after stream, Ella and I, when I'm done, we're gonna make popcorn and Dole Whip, and we're gonna watch Bad Batch, the rest of last season, and the beginning of this new season. So have you seen it? Is it good? Fun fact: Count Dooku was there upon the last execution in France. He sure was. Sir Christopher Lee, man, what a figure! What an amazing life that guy had. Right? Finish season 2, gonna start season 3 this weekend. Did they drop it all, or is it like episode releases like they usually do? I hope so. I miss having things to look forward to on Fridays to watch. I feel like I need Star Wars in my life. Otherwise, I'm just sad. I'm just a sad individual if I have no Star Wars. It's depressing for everyone involved, especially me. Plain ground beef with cheese. I'm so fucking boring now, dude. I'm so normal. 3 episodes now, then staggered. Okay, so like what they did for Ahsoka, they did like 2 episodes or whatever. Why is music hard? Thork, music isn't hard. Music is definitely not hard. You just have to practice your fundamentals for 25 years. And you can compose something. I should work on my music composition skills, shouldn't I? So I can assist Dashto. Like, he's my noble patriarch in the composition academy. Or something along those lines. Alright. We're good to go. We're fucking stacked up. We're ready. So, here's the problem we have. Problem is, I need to draw, or paint, sorry, another landscape painting. before I launch my print store or relaunch it, I want to have 2 paintings available. 2 new environmental paintings. It was a short limited first edition run. So we do an entire another environmental painting between now and then. And that's like ideally 8 days. Ideally 8 days. We'll see if I can get it done in 8 days. Probably not, but I'm gonna still go for it. So I need a cool thing that we can paint. Something cool from the realms of Eldara that is unique. That is like, do we want to do an Astral Sage temple? Do we want to do some floating islands? I have the whole world in front of me. I need something to take my D&D players to. Something that will distract my D&D players, actually. Because right now, I think that they are of the impression that I'm going to entertain them telling me their dramatic backstories. And so I need to find something cooler to get them to go do, so I don't have to listen to them fucking whining about how they have something back home they need to go do or whatever, right? Which is, of course, the main concern all good DMs have. Bad Batch Season 3 is the final project that George Lucas will be working on for Star Wars. Oh, really? He had some say in it? Really? I don't think he did. My walls are empty and badly need framed Eldara paintings? Well, I am now accepting Byzantine gold coins for commissions. So there is that. Floating on can be pretty good. Something Shattered CE would be very fitting. You know, maybe actually, what's our sage, our concept? I wonder if we had any good concept sketches that we could kind of rework. The Eldara concept book. Oh my god. Never searched the word concept. Where are we at? Wait, what? What, Ella? Read what?
Exciting.
What the fuck? What are you? Okay.
You can read it on stream. I'm also kind of waiting for you to figure out what.
This doesn't mean Edmonton, does it? In April? Are you kidding?
I told you.
Okay.
But I got accepted.
I don't care. It's in Edmonton. How many times are we going to Edmonton this year?
April?
I'm agreeing to go 3 times, okay? 3 times max this year. 4? Well, pick the important 3.
I'll do it on my own.
Oh my god. Is this gonna be worth the trip?
You know how it was here.
I don't want to go to
We could go to the
fucking
aviation
Edmonton.
museum.
I don't care. I don't want to go to Edmonton.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't want to go to
I
Edmonton.
know it's Edmonton.
Okay. All right. Thanks for ruining my day. All right.
You're
Bye,
supposed to
Ella.
be excited for me.
I'm not gonna be excited when you tell me you have to go to fucking Edmonton. I'm happy for you. That's great, but I'm not happy for me. I don't care how hard it is to get in. That's fantastic. Beautiful, wondrous news. But like, Edmonton again?
They don't have a spring frontier yet.
You have to go to fucking Edmonton again. 8 hours in the car.
It's only 6.
In the fucking... Oh my god. I want to go to Edmonton.
I love you. I love you so much.
That just ruined my fucking week. Okay. Edmonton. Edmonton. Okay. All right. That's my life now. Fuck. Fuck. I'm so mad now. God I don't know if we can do any of these ones. These all seem pretty basic compositions. 4 to and 4 from. Yeah, maybe a little bit longer than 8 hours on the, if yeah. Yeah, but about 8 hours in the car. It's only 3 each way. It's 3 each way from Calgary. And how long does it take to get into Calgary? All right. And then is it on the north side of Edmonton? Right? Like, you can't just Google Maps the center of Calgary and the center of Edmonton and tell me that's how long it takes. All right. It's okay. No, I'm excited. That's great. That's great news for Ella. Terrible fucking news for me. I immediately okay. All right. Totally no Edmonton for Edmontonosaurus. What's wrong with Edmonton? There's just a so for one, Edmonton is an oil town. It's an industrial, like, blue collar oil. Edmonton fucking sucks. It's fine, you know, it's whatever, but it's not a city anyone wants to go to. There's nothing to do at Edmonton. It's like oil field equipment, chemical plants, and suburbs. So it's not like it's really a fun trip to go to Edmonton. And then it's a road trip. And then it's a convention. And I really, like, I'm so super happy that Ella's doing really well with her dice, but I just can't describe to you guys how much I fucking hate working conventions. It's just the absolute, it grinds my soul down and makes me not want to, like, leave my house ever again. Working conventions is like 8 hours a day of talking to people that I don't want to talk to. And you gotta be like on the entire time, you know? It's just exhausting. And I, oh boy. Okay. Well, we're doing a bunch this year. It's gonna be fucking dope. Ella's got accepted and invited to all these cool markets. So at least I get to go and watch Ella be on fire, which is amazing. It's always fun to be there. It's just like, it's like, you know, it's a good thing and you're happy about it, but also, you know, just how much it's gonna fucking suck in a certain way. And you're like, okay, this is good. I gotta figure out timing and stuff. And then, like, losing an entire weekend of work for me is really stressful. Super fucking stressful. I have to give up a Friday stream, and then I have to give up an entire weekend of work where I get the majority of my stuff done. So, okay, all right. At least I get to go see Ella be, you know, amazing. I hope the markets are worth it, because you have to pay for, like, hotel and stuff. I hope Edmonton, because we committed to go to Edmonton a bunch of times this year, and I'm anxious to see if the trip is worth it, you know. But I wish there were more conventions and stuff in Calgary. I don't know why there's so many markets and things and conventions and stuff in fucking Edmonton. Calgary's easy. Calgary's right the fuck there. You tell me to go to Calgary for a weekend? Sure. No problem. But Edmonton... Okay. All right. I gotta find a home for Yuna for that weekend and stuff. It's just a whole thing. All right. I don't think I want to use any of these. These are no good. I did a bunch of concept thingies a long time ago, didn't I? I feel like maybe they're in the warm-up sketches. Hold on. It would be fine if it was like a real city, like Vancouver or something. These are cool. Where were these from? The fuck was this from? These little thumbnails. Some cool ass little astral sage things. This, like, waterfall thing would be neat. Temple Eldari rune sunken into a waterfall. That's a cool idea. Ooh. Maybe you can make one of those in a painting. Maybe we should go somewhere completely different landscape wise. So we can't do floating waterfalls like that. Fuck. Or can we? And just magic away where the water's coming from. You'd walk around while she's selling dice. Yeah, I can, but I don't care about conventions anymore. So I had this t-shirt company that a couple friends and I started, and we made cool nerdy t-shirts in our early 20s, and we went to conventions. Right, we went to conventions and we sold our t-shirts, and we didn't really make any money, but we made enough to make the convention back. Usually it was whatever. But there's something about going to a convention as a fan and then going to a convention when you're working it that's very different, that I realized very quickly into that process. You know, when you're working, you're chilling the entire time. And then like the convention, you know, vendors scene, it's like, God, talking to a lot of these people sort of like behind the scenes is just, it's a different world. It's a crazy world. And there's nothing that I really want to do at conventions. I realize I don't really like nerd conventions like anymore. Like as an attendee, there's nothing for me to do there. It's like I don't care about going to see like a famous person talk about some shit unless they're like a creative, you know, like Dave Filoni or George Lucas, or like a writer or someone, or a director or whatever, somebody who's like a creative individual. That'd be interesting to hear them talk about stuff. But like an they're mostly like actor focused, voice actors, whatever. I don't really give a shit about, and like no shade to actors, but I don't really give a shit about their sort of like storytelling, whatever, from like, oh, this funny thing happened and when we were filming this movie. It's like, it's cute and whatever, but it's just not, I'm not gonna get in line for that stuff. And I'm not gonna get in line for like listening or for meeting anyone. It's like, you know.
Meow. Shout out to the OST for Eldera. Dash
Oh, yeah.
2 is brilliant.
Oh yeah, dude, Kitty, thank you for the 100 bits. I agree. Dash 2 is a shining gem, man. It's people are loving it. It's people are also going for it on Spotify with that album. I'm impressed. Y'all are kind of crushing it, man. It's crazy. I didn't think it'd be so popular, you know, this quickly. So thank you guys for the listens, the streams, the downloads, whatever it is. Y'all are insane. But yeah, I don't really care about going to conventions to meet famous people. You know, I did a couple times where you like go and you get an autograph or whatever, and a handshake or a photo or whatever, and it's just kind of weird to me. I don't really like the whole process of that. I much prefer to talk to people, you know, and get to know them. And it's like, you're not gonna have a chance to talk to somebody and get to know them if they're like that famous or whatever. So to me, like paying $80 to go get a picture with, you know, Robert Picardo or whatever is just not that big of a deal for me. And what else is there to do at conventions? Like the market, like you buy stuff, you know, and I'm just not a dude that buys stuff anymore, right? I've really gotten out of the whole collectibles thing, you know. And a lot of like comic conventions used to really be like comic conventions and places where you could go find stuff like that. So I used to really love to go to comic conventions for two reasons. For one, rare games. I used to collect video games, and specifically JRPGs. So rare JRPGs, and also comics, where I'm trying to finish series of like Star Wars comics, like Knights of the Old Republic and stuff like that. And those things both went out of sort of fashion, and it just became like vendors selling like merch, you know. And it's like, I don't really want to buy merch, you know, like a wallet that has a logo on it or something, or like a, you know what I mean? It's just, for some reason it gets me. I think a lot of it's really cool. It's just something got lost on me at a certain point in time, and I kind of fell out of that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really like, I don't really go to conventions anymore. So I don't know what I would do. I like probably wouldn't walk around at all. You know, the last time we did a convention together with Ella for Dice, I didn't choose to walk around basically at all. There's not really much to see there. I mean, you maybe walk around once and see the cool stuff like once, and then you're basically done. You've got another 30 hours of weekend to be there for. So it's fine. I'll just stay at the booth and help Ella out and chill, and it'll be all good. Maybe I'll stay at the hotel like one day and just get a bunch of work done. You know, I had to stay at the hotel all last market in Edmonton because we had Una with us, right? Because my dad got COVID the weekend that he was supposed to watch Una. So we're like, hey, can Una come over for a weekend? And he was like, sure. Called me on the Thursday and was like, by the way, we have COVID. So I was like, fuck. So we had to take Una with us to Edmonton, and I had to stay in the hotel with her. And that was not fun. Una was miserable for the entire weekend. Because one, you know, she was at a strange place. It didn't smell like whatever. And Ella was gone and whatever and all this other stuff. So maybe it'll be better. Maybe Edmonton will be better with Sans Una. Maybe it'll be a more fun experience. I don't know. Oh, it's a good time. That's cool though. That's a very that market L's going to is very difficult to get accepted into. So that's pretty Pog champion news. Okay. What do we want out of our landscape painting here? What kind of a story do I want to tell? What kind of thing do we want to communicate to our players, our audience? A cool landscape and a cool environmental art. I'm gonna get inspired by looking at some, like, I don't know, like when you think of like a big game or whatever, and they have like cool environmental arts pieces, what kind of stuff are they trying to show their players and people? How do we communicate the zones and because I sort of need to format these paintings like loading screens for our different zones in the world, you know? I really enjoy board game conventions because you can learn new games or play stuff you love, and then if there happens to be any interesting panels we can go to, I want to try more board games or TTRPG cons. Yeah, I think that conventions, if you like what the convention is about, that makes it great. So like BlizzCon, I love BlizzCon. Convention, I'd fucking go every single year if I had the means to. You know, because it's a thing that's about what I enjoy. But I mean, I guess I mean just general like nerd conventions. You know, like we're going to like Edmonton Comic Con. We're going to a Game Con. We're going to like Calgary Comic Expo, which is not comics anymore. It's just nerd con. You know, it's like you walk through aisles of Funko Pops and pillowcases and like IP copyright written, you know, copyright stolen, you know, posters for an hour. You've kind of seen all of them, I guess. You know, so yeah, a board game convention where you can actually like play cool new games or something like that would be kind of cool. But the general nerd cons, I think I'm kind of done with them, you know? Like it'd be fun to go to a specialized comic convention again, right? Ella's fucking awesome. She is. She's a goat. What about the downfall of a rogue astronaut? That's not really an environmental piece, but that's kind of an interesting idea. Oh, the Cataclysm Worgen screen. Yeah, that's sick. That's I love that one too. That's great. At the Worgens. Maybe I try something with a figure in the foreground or whatever. Maybe that'd be kind of a fun thing to do. Figure in illustration or whatever. These are kind of cool. Eternity's End. That's neat. That's a great color. Man, dude, maybe I should steal that color palette. That's fucking dope. We go to Calgary Comic Expo. Probably not. So Ella might be there as a vendor, and she might be there sharing a table with another artist that does jewelry, I believe. I'm not sure if they're sharing table or not. So Ella might be there. I probably won't because it'd be weird for me to go. They would only have 2 vendor passes, and it'd be for Ella and that other person. So I wouldn't need to help Ella out at the table or whatever. She'd have her other friend doing it. And unless I had to go there to help Ella, I don't think I'd probably choose to go, you know, because it's like those are expensive, man, to go to a convention just to wander around and do a whole lot of nothing. Probably not though. Yeah. Probably not gonna hit like Otafest or any of those like Calgary conventions this year. Some cool ideas, some inspirational sort of vistas that I think I could make a cool Eldarin version. Like we already have kind of this. We have our something, you know, green fields, whatever in the foreground, sweeping mountains in the background. We already have our this. We already did this piece, the first one. So we could go somewhere completely different in locale. I don't want to tackle anything urban just yet. That's not on my... So I haven't decided really on what a lot of architecture looks like in Eldara. I'm not quite there yet. I feel like culturally for things it's a bit of a commitment. This is kind of cool. Something like a portal or whatever, individual kind of thing going on. Some weird perspective going on there, but okay. Okay, boss. You know, like desert would be kind of cool. But I don't know if it's like really popular as far as artwork people want to put up on their wall and get a print of or whatever. Or like a good loading screen. Like it needs to hit both. It needs to be a good loading screen for the zone and also a really great print. right? So it needs to be descriptive, something like, you know, this is a great piece of art for that. Descriptive of the area, the region, whatever. Also very well composed image. Dude, my voice is dying today. What the fuck? What'd I do? What's up, Steve? Desert portal, that's true. Do you ever want to include animals? Maybe. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. I mean, yeah, that'd be cool. Showcasing the natural flora and fauna. It'd be kind of fun. Be cool to have something like flying in the shadowed sea, like a dragon or something like that in the background. There was a piece that I wanted to do. Maybe I should just paint out this dragon piece I want to do. Hold on, let me see if I can find this. I'm gonna very dangerously just search the word dragon in my art thingy. Okay, dragon project, dragon painting, dragon off on screen. No, dragon on mountain sketch, dragon on mountain, dragon. So open all of these and see if any of these are the thing that I was working on like a year ago. I just want to make sure I'm not opening. Never open monka shit randomly on stream. What's this? Not that. I could paint that. Ooh, we could finish this. And then our dragon project. Okay. Oh, that's right. So I was gonna do a dragon painting. I made some like thumbnails or whatever. And like I do have this one we could finish. But I don't know. This has like line work in it. This would be an interesting type of painting. This would be more like the ooh, that would be different, dog. That'd be really unique if we did a line work with. Ooh, do we finish this? Is that the project? We finish this piece? Is that the play, man? Or do we just paint over our line work and turn it into a full-on painting? Ooh. Because this cropped out was a Patreon print. And I did say I wanted to. What the fuck unplugged? I have a power brick just swang down. What? And my music just. What just happened? Okay, that wasn't connected. Thank God. Where did this? It's swanging. Where did it swang from? It's not my light. What is this? Okay, well, there's just this fucking random unplugged swinging power brick, which I don't know where it was from. Everything's on. My lights are on. Oh, maybe my speakers. No, they're on. What? Where the fuck is that? Does it have a logo on it? Hold on. No. Oh. What the fuck is this? I have no idea what this is from. I'm gonna leave it and not think about it until after stream, so that's what I'm gonna do. Maybe we just finish this this dragon piece. That could work too. The moment you said Cabos, I thought Filthy Frank. Jesus. Sorry to invoke the filthiest of Franks. Poor Joji. Okay. Let's see. If we don't want to do dragon, what kind of title, loading screen? Dragon would be cool. That would be a really impactful piece, I think. But would I want to paint it properly, or would I want to go with this like line work thing that we've done here? That's the question, man. That's the real question. I have no idea. I just need to finish the line work over here, which is easy. There's only a little bit of line work to finish on this piece, and that's the stuff over here, and then to actually finish painting it out. But is the design of the dragon any good? I think it's fine. It's not too outdated for my stuff, right? Be a new intro screen or whatever. This drawing's so bad, really? You like it? Damn, bro. How many people would like it? Did I ever color over it? I don't think I did. Just did a sky fill thingy. Perspective grids, just the dragon. Oh my god, this is a warm-up document, isn't it? Oh my god, that's what this is. Dude, there's so much lost artwork in my... What if I printed? What if I painted this out? Dragon making deal with mortality, the mortal realms. Turn this sketch into a painting. I forget about a lot of these things, man. These are pieces of art that just get to get. What is this? The realms of Eldara, big glowy white planet, 24 world/realms. This is Teleria. Teleria even has its own moons. You have moons orbiting moons that orbit a large world. Does that even work in physics? What even is this? Where do these sketches get lost to, man? The Lost World. Where's who did I draw a dinosaur for? Why is there a Dinosaurus Rex? And what is he? This is old work, man. This is really old stuff, but fuck. Where does this kind of stuff even come from? Dagrons? This is the expanded Dagron thing, isn't it? Oh, we went with this one. Fuck, dude. I'm finding tons of work. I shouldn't ever be able... Yeah, because we made it larger and then we drew the Dagron over it. I shouldn't be allowed to do anything. Is what the conclusion I'm coming to. I just shouldn't be allowed to do anything. Because I'll lose it. You know? I'll lose it. I'm sure it'll get marked made, but as broke as a joke, yeah, well, make it yourself. Fuck it. Get them crayons out, bro. Your players will appreciate it. Working on a tattoo sleeve, and top half has a dragon on a mountainside. This depiction would be perfect. That's, you know, that's dope. Fuck yeah. These are Eldara canon. Yeah, are they? You know you're a prolific artist when you completely forgot about making an entire pieces. Well, this isn't even entire piece. It's just a sketch. This I wouldn't consider. I wouldn't consider this an entire piece. I would consider this a sketch that I made at some point in time. You know, not really my idea of lost work or whatever. Just some random ass dog shit that I find whilst digging around in my ancient documents or whatever. Discovering your own origin story. Yeah, we could paint this out. That'd be kind of cool, actually. But would we want to paint it out with line work? So it would look like... Charlotte. Or do we want to actually... Wait, where's... Wait, where is it? Or do we want to properly paint it out? I think I have to properly paint it out, right? And use our line work as a sketch guide thing. Gotta let you know your incredible soundtrack. Can't stop listening to it. Dude, Steve, you're the best, bro. Would you consider letting me take a picture and screen so I can show my tattoo artist this? There's a high quality version of it on Discord or whatever. I think. Isn't there? Here, I'll post this in Discord so you can get a proper... where's our screenies? Here, ooh, that's not what I want. I'll repost. Where's our sketchbook? Why can't I control V it? It's not working? Control V. Paste. Hello? Hello? Monsieur Computer? What the fuck? Control C. Control. Why can't I control V? Why did Discord freeze? Oh. Oh, we're good. We're good. Yeah, we're good. Should be my Twitter post for the day. Quick sketch. Might delete later. That's the tweet. Dude, I'm so funny on Twitter. Oh my god, I'm fucking hilarious on Twitter. It's unfair. Jesus. Okay. We're good. I feel like I'm being flanked by the Emporium right now. Thank you, Busy, for immediately liking that. Thank you for just the immediate like. That's great. Yeah, I appreciate that. As long as your vibe, just the Emporium waiting. You feeling Emporium-y? Maybe that's what people want. Maybe I draw the Emporium. Or I paint the Emporium out properly. It's his own theme after all, so it's still growing. What is this? Oh my god. Okay. The new LOL champ Smoller, or love the new LOL champ Smoller, so I decided to fix his art. 4,000 views. I'm funny. I don't care what the mods say. I'm funny on Twitter, man. I think so, anyway. I just retweet it. Get in that retweet? Nah, I just posted it in large format. All right, yeah, we could do the dragon. The dragon would be kind of interesting. That's a possibility. You know, have our spiny boy mountains in there, rocky face, and then do like mountains in the background. Have it all be like red and blue and rusty, and do a big dragon. What color would the dragon be though? Probably we should do a red dragon. If we're doing a painting of a dragon for our first like big depiction of an Eldarin dragon, it has to be a red dragon. I think that's just responsible, you know? That's like the moral thing to do. I have notifications on, so I never have to open the app. All right. That's got to be a bit of a hellhole. Yeah. Jesus. A purple one? You think purple dragon's better? I think the classics are what we should start off with. Red, blue, black. Red, blue, black. Be white. Purple to me is like the least popular of the secondary colors for dragons. Green dragons, obviously people love green dragons. Orange dragons. Orange dragons are just scuffed red dragons, so people like to do them as well. But purple dragons, you don't see them as often, you know? Maybe we go full on spacey and astral. We do a purple dragon and do astral spacey shit all the way. Lean into it super hard. That's definitely doable, you know? It's been a while since we like painted a dragon, so I suppose there's no real rules that I gotta like follow on it or anything like that. But is this composition strong enough to be a painting? The question. That's the question. I'd have to make some changes in perspective. There's a perspective problem on this piece that I need to fix. But I could. Have a good lunch, Byron. See you, bro. Oh, she's almost 1. It is almost 1. I have to go a bit early today, so I gotta keep an eye on the time. Yuna's at daycare. I gotta go rescue the pup from daycare today, so before I gotta go out later. Yeah, I mean, the problem is like what's like, if I think of really great dragon paintings, I think of movement. Don't you? Dragon painting. Like all the really great dragon paintings have a lot of movement in them, right? They're not static. These are all terrible examples. Concept art. Yeah, there's like movement going on, right? Like Magic the Gathering dragons, they're flying. You know? Adventure fighting a dragon. Is this? No, it's on screen. There it is. Dragon just like yelling on rock is not the greatest composition. Syndragosa flying through the sky. Astral Steel Dragon. Stop. We never said Astral Steel Dragon. Doggy daycare is the best. My dog loves it. My dog too. Yuna fucking loves daycare. It also tires her out. So you know, pity. Stop. Come on, man. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Make an Astral Steel everything? You guys want Astral Steel? After I said Astral Steel, those 2 words, y'all just went wild with it. Yo, Astral Steel Hammer, Astral Steel Armor, Astral Steel Cutlery, Astral Steel Dragon, Astral Steel Codpiece, Astral Steel, you know, fucking toupee or whatever. Like, guys, not everything has an Astral Steel variant in Eldara, okay? Just the Astral Steel Crumb. Better than Astral Copper. Exactly. So how'd they build the pyramid with Astral Copper tools? Why does that guy have an extra jaw? I don't like this. I'm fine with my dragons having 1 jaw, not 1.5 jaws. Yeah, this is cool. Angel and dragon fighting midair. There's always movement whenever we look at dragons, right? Good dragons, there's like motion to them, there's momentum, there's you know, this is great right here. This is beautiful. Even this, there's like motion and movement. This really looks like a Kekai Kotaki piece. Well, this is a Kekai Kotaki piece, so that would make sense. I think that is actually. Now that I think about it. What makes for a great dragon painting? That's the question. The kind of dragon painting that you would want to put on your wall and look at. Because Elle's going to put it on my wall. I'm going to have to look at it. Astral Steel Glide Bearings. Come on, man. Okay, dude. Listen. Can't find the full piece. What's this? What's this? Some chuckle fuck and a dragon in the background. That's pretty cool. That's a big boy. But you don't get the dragon. I wouldn't say this is a dragon painting. I'd say it's a dude painting. There's a dragon in the background, you know? What if we search for... Here. Magic the Gathering Dragon. Because these are illustrations of dragons. So you do have a dragon sitting, but he's being pretty. So even when dragons, okay, so here's the problem that I have with my piece. Dragons that are static on the environment are interacting with the environment in a way that makes them they are moving around the environment. You know, dragon moving across his gold hoard. This is not a good piece in my opinion, you know, because it's just dragon standing. But like dragon, you know, wings out. Tiamat doesn't count as a dragon. I know that's sacrilege to some people to hear, but Tiamat does not count as a dragon. Sorry, Tiamat, my bad. I don't want to get canceled for mispronouncing Tiamat. Extra draw feels like something an AI would end up having. Yeah, true. True. Yo, what do you do when you get asked to do a collaborative project with somebody, and then you find out later, after you sort of tentatively said yes, that they're super heavy into doing AI stuff? Is that grounds to back out? Is that grounds to be like, hey man, shit, I don't know how to word this, but I'm busy that weekend. Sorry. ArtStation can be Monka. Yeah, you're right. That's never click off anything on ArtStation. I bet you if I clicked to my homepage on ArtStation, I'd take a vacation on Twitch. You go to the Astral Steel Dragon as your only metallic dragon type. I never got metal dragons. What's this? That's cool. That's dope, dude. That's real dope. But see, movement. The dragon is grounded, but there's a ton of movement. Also, it's Greg Ratowski. So, like, really, bro, we're going to bring up Greg Ratowski. Now I'm just ashamed of myself. Moving across the environment. Movement. That's not a dragon. Oh, it is a dragon. Movement. God, gold dragons look fucking stupid. I can't stand D&D gold dragons. They're so unholy stupid that I can't take them seriously. Fuck, man. Dude, you get like a fucking fan from like Daiso or whatever, and you got yourself the gold dragon. Fuck out of here with that. The Utavara Hellkite. You know, the Ur Dragon is a great piece of art. But again, static, but moving. Grounded, but moving, sorry. What about modern abstract dragon painting that looks vaguely like a horned and eyed quirky name like the Economic Dragon? So the problem is if I invest 20 hours in this painting, I want at least one person to buy the print video. That's the issue. That's the snag we run into with that idea, I think. You know? It's those unfortunate realities of making it into a print, you know? I don't know. Do you guys think this is a good composition or not? Or do you think it's interesting enough, or do you think it's too static? I think it's grounds to bow out. It's gotta be like, I don't personally use AI. I don't want my name work with uses AI. Not how you want. It's not for me. Yeah, you're probably right. I should probably just back out of it. I will back. Sorry, I will back out. I just don't know how I'm gonna do it. You know? Because yeah, it's just kind of cringe. I just don't want to. You know, I never. You know, it's not as flattering as people think it is to say, well, I normally use AI art, but I'm willing to, you know, hire you. It's like, I appreciate that. I appreciate that really, but it's just a little weird then if you have like this whole project full of AI art and then like, look guys, we have a real artist that did this piece. It's like, okay. Elle will buy it, will she? So my brother-in-law had a dragon card from TG, but I couldn't find one. Damn. Given the piece that went through Nightshade, that's hilarious. That I could just Nightshade my art and then just send it to them. You know? I would like this by know nothing proper conversation. Well, here you don't have to. You just if you like it, you like it. That's good enough for me. You know? If that's something he's looking at, he'll be in movement, turning, ready to fly since his wings are up. Yeah. The problem is his posture isn't like preparing an arch. He's more like it's more like he's stretching, you know? there's like motion as far as like, okay, like you see this picture of the Ur dragon we're just looking at. He's crouching down and stretching up as if he's about to sort of like open himself up. So there's a certain like level of like, you know, of like communication of his body language that makes the Ur dragon look like there's a lot of like he's about to move or whatever. He's in the middle of movement. This just kind of feels like he's stretching, and there's not enough like anticipation of movement. Is what I guess the problem. But I don't know. Like the thing is, I really like this. I'm super suspicious of doing a grounded dragon. I have this like itch in the back of my brain that I should do a dragon in flight if I'm going to draw a dragon. I had this one painting idea of these dragons like whipping by a mountainside that I don't know where it went because I didn't title it properly. So it's a sketch buried somewhere deep within the recesses of my art folder that I just have no idea where it is. And like I wanted to make that into a painting. I just don't. I lost it, man. Okay, listen, I need to spend a week organizing my art folder, my art drive. I know it. I know it's true, but I just haven't gotten around to it, all right? I've been busy. I've been doing things. I've been pretending to be important and then not, as you do when you're an artist. Yeah, I don't know. There's no real dragon piece that like blows me away of like, oh, I really want to do like my version of that. Like I love that composition. I'm gonna do something similar, right? And a lot of these dragons are more informational and not really compositional. Like this is a great composition right here. This dragon, great composition, fantastic. This more informational, less compositional, right? Great composition, but the problem is it's a gold dragon. What do we say about gold dragons? That's right, they're stupid, so it doesn't count. You know, more informational than compositional. This is a great composition, though. There's something inherently menacing about dragon moving towards the viewer. The subject interacting with the viewer. Maybe that's the way to do it. I don't know, man. You know, the dragon in the back. That could be kind of fun, actually, if I have other dragons flying around. How much you get to draw an astral steel dragon, piece for Eldar setting? How much you get to draw an astral steel dragon, piece for the Eldar setting? Oh my god. I don't know, man. I guess commission rate. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do it. I don't know. Maybe I'll put on the list or something. Yeah, crowd fund to print, I guess, with everyone. I don't know how that would work. It'd be fun though. Be fun to draw an astral kind of like spacey dragon like that. That'd be a cool project. Maybe we should do an astral space dragon. Like you space in the background, some cool ass fucking nebulas or some shit going on. You know, there's that. What about a dragon sleeping peacefully? Another dragon about to bite him in the neck. I've already played Baldur's Gate 3. Thank you. I don't need to relive that Asterian cinematic. Yeah. I don't need that again. I don't need to be bitten by some fucking vampire in the middle of the night to remind myself that I should have killed him on the road. You know, that's just the way it goes. Fuck, man, I don't know what to do. I think this is good enough. Maybe we just paint this out. I might be overthinking this, to be honest. Asterian dragon PTSD, yeah, that's all good. A dragon egg getting stolen by bandits. So you're presuming dragons grow from eggs. Awfully presumptuous of you, Thorkin. They're birthed from a marsupial pouch. No, they have eggs. I like dragon eggs. That's a good vibe. Live birth dragon. I don't want. Dude, just put that shit in an egg. It's a reptile. All reptiles are born from eggs, right? That's like a classification of reptiles. I'm not a biologicologist. I'm not an expert in things of horticulture and other words. Dragon shark, I think. Yeah. They're all born from eggs. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. Are there any mammals that are born in eggs? Like a platypus or some dumbass shit or some fucking weird ass animal that's like the only mammal born in an egg. It should be, man. We should put some mammals in eggs. Fuck, man. Why do birds and dragons and shit get eggs, but mammals don't? Yeah, let's do this. You know what? I'm gonna try and do some digging tonight and see if I can find the composition that I want to do. I'm gonna do some digging, and if I can't find it, we're gonna go with this one. Platypus. A platypus is born. It hatches from an egg. Really? So I was right. Yeah, really? Platypus egg. Wow. Literal egg Andes. Look at this egg Andrew right here. Being hatched from his little egg. Look at him. Look at Steve just chilling. Welcome to the world, Steve. And that's probably the only mammal born in an egg, right? I assume so, unless you tell me something weird like a pangolin or whatever. You know? Mermaid. Goddamn, mermaids don't count. They don't count. Shark eggs get great descriptions for unique egg designs. That's true. Shark eggs are crazy. He's so little. Yeah, he's trying his best, dude. He doesn't have a solid beak yet, bro. No, don't, internet. This is not what we're not eating platypus eggs. Stop. Jesus. That's enough internet for me today. I'm not Google searching, image searching anything else, all right? I'm done. I'm all Google image searched out for the year. The whole fucking year. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna go looking for this piece tonight. Let me see if I can find it. Have you found my birth photo? Well, listen, bro. They're around. All right. If I have mammals that produce eggs, if I recall, what are the... Okay, hold on. Now I need to know this. Mammals that spawn in eggs. When they... What mammals load in an egg? The duck-billed platypus, the four echidna species, the western long-beaked echidna, the eastern long-beaked echidna, the short-beaked echidna, and Sir David's long-beaked echidna. Now, the problem is, the only echidna that I'm familiar with is echidna from ReZero, which is in fact an anime girl. So, I guess you could say I'm ignorant. I got that brain rot, that Zoomer anime brain rot. Send it for echidna. She lays eggs. Oh god. All right, I gotta go pick up my dog from the daycare, man. Come on, bro. I need my dog. I gotta pick her up. I gotta rescue my puppy before she gets put in a cage because we can't be there too late. She gets to chill until a certain point in time in the day, and then the dog gets put in the cages because they can't all be in open play. So I gotta go rescue Yuna. The only echidna I know is from Greek mythology. Oh, I think we're thinking of the same thing. The anime girl is the... Yeah, oof. That's awkward. Definitely thinking of the same echidna. Okay. So. Sorry for the short stream. I'll be live tomorrow. Hopefully with a new dragon composition. And if I don't have it, I will eat a Tide Pod. That's what I'll do. I'll eat a Tide Pod. Mods can't stop me this time. I don't care. No. I'll see y'all tomorrow. We'll have a good stream. It'll be fun. We'll pog out. It'll be legit. Anyway, go listen to Dasher's album. I have still haven't done a formal post in Discord. I was gonna do a formal post tomorrow, so it's like a Friday release. But I feel like everyone will know it anyway. But please don't eat Forbidden Gushers. All right. Well, hopefully I find that piece then. Anyway, Have a great rest of your day. Have a great Thursday. I know a lot of you play D&D on Thursdays. I would be playing D on Thursday if I was playing, but I'm not. So I'm working and doing dumb shit instead. So have a great rest of your day. I'll catch y'all later. Until next time, my friends. Farewell.